閉じたら落ちてくガラスの迷路ひび割れた声まだ消えないまま藤た記憶誰かの夢にすり替わる名前さえ今奪われてく聞こえるか胸の奥できしむ鎖の叫び逃げないで選ぶんだ自分だけの芯を一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えてゆけ黒いタイピング運命に鼓動が刺さる笑うシステム感情を狂らう震えた指でログアウト先を探してるでも君の手が確かにここにある忘れるな偽物でも選ぶ痛みはリアル奪えない願いだけが最後のパスワード一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を上書きしてくささやく嘘切り裂きながら覚めないなら夢を燃やせ一つ操られた明日に君の本と響かせてかけ違えたストーリー今塗り替えていけ必殺君の声で暗いスクリプトを壊して一つ書き換えられた世界で僕は僕を更新してく挟むく影抱きしめながら傷ついても夢を離すな操られた未来君と一緒に飛び越えて交差してくストーリー今始まりに帰ろう
Boys, we are live again for the second time in a row today. Welcome, everybody, to yet another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Listen, just because you got hugged earlier in the day doesn't mean you're going to dodge this one, motherfuckers, okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to get away from this. We're going to hug it out here, just like we hugged it out earlier today. Stop pretending like you don't like the hugs. It's weird, okay? We all know you do. We all know you do. Every single one of you. Don't say don't touch me. Nope. Don't say don't hug me. Nope, that's not happening either. That's not boys, bring it in. Listen, we got to hug it out again for the second time today. I told you guys. I warned you. We were going to be very busy. Nobody listened. No, the amount of people that were in the chat earlier, they were like, "You're early." Yeah, I told you I was probably going to be early, but guess what? I'm here at the same exact time every single night doing a second one. Bring it in. Let's go. Drugs, not hugs. You know what? If you want to bring the drugs into the hugs, I don't use drugs, but by all means, I don't give a fuck. Get in here and listen very closely. If you're watching over on YouTube, like the stream. Do it. Do it now. Do it right now. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. Do it now. Right now. Right now. And if you guys are watching from anywhere else, well, that's probably impossible. And you, I don't know. Nah, you're gay.
You are gay!
It is Pride Month after all. It is Pride Month. Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking? What are we checking? All right, listen. In all seriousness, the last stream we did, we covered the entire state of play. Well, I should say we reacted to the state of play. And we were reacting with Atreus, Leon, and Sevi. Great time, by the way. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out for that. I appreciate that. If you want to go watch the playback, by all means, watch the playback in your free time. Whenever you have time, I would appreciate that. But this stream is going to be about the fallout of the PlayStation Showcase, boys. That's right. Because as I told you at the end of the last stream, I said, holy shit, T-minus 10 minutes before the entire internet explodes over the last couple of things shown in the PlayStation Showcase, and it happened under 10 minutes. It happened under 10 minutes. Like, the entire internet is on fire right now talking about the state of play. So we definitely got to go over that and see what is going on because, you know, at this point, it's everywhere. It is literally everywhere. So we're going to talk about that. But what else are we checking? Sony is done, LOL. Now, I don't think they're done. I just think that it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. We'll talk about it again. Again, we got a lot. Listen, I tried my best. I tried my best to compile as much bad takes as possible regarding like God of War, Laufey, and I try to compile as many good takes as possible regarding God of War, Laufey, on top of other things too. Wolverine, people discussing Wolverine, which, by the way, I just want to be very clear because I know there's going to be people in the chat be like, oh, let me guess, you didn't like anything. No, I actually liked a lot of what I saw on the show. I know there are going to be people that can be like, ew, how could you like that? Disgusting. But I did, and Marvel Tokon has got to be my number one. I've already talked about that in the last stream. I am absolutely Omega bricked for Carnage. I don't care what anybody says. I've been retired from fighting games for a very long time, but I got to be honest with you. I am unbelievably bricked for Marvel Tokon. I am unbelievably fucking bricked for Carnage. I want to play as Carnage like yesterday. So he's your crush. Carnage is one of my favorite characters by far in American comic books. One of my favorite characters by far. I love Carnage. The only character that I think I would be more bricked to play as in a fighting game like Marvel Tokon, even though I know it's not going to happen, obviously, because of the characters. But I would be bricked if I could play as Spawn. If I could play as Spawn, you guys know I love Spawn. If I could play as Spawn, that would be amazing. But obviously, I'm not going to get that. So Carnage is definitely the next step. But regardless, yeah, Carnage looks amazing. I'm excited. I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for that. They better put him in the main game. He better not be like some DLC character or something. But anyway, what else are we checking? Good old Cletus Cassidy. Yeah, I know. What's up? I thought the Green Goblin looked dope. He did look very dope, actually. He did look very dope. I really like the Green Goblin as well. I mean, I'm not like a super Green Goblin fan, but I do respect the fact that they made him look really good and also sound really good and act really like exactly like the Green Goblin. So that's good as well. Beyond Brick for Ace Combat 8. I know, man. I feel like I'm missing out on something. I have all the Ace Combat games. I got to get to them eventually. I'm still playing Dragon Quest right now, 7 Reimagined. I'm like 12 hours into that game. That game's like 40, 50 hours long. I'm fucking like level 70. I'm level 70 in Diablo 4 in the new season with like 40 Paragon levels so far. I'm grinding it out in that game too, man. There's only so much time. There's only so much time, but I'm trying. I'm trying. Oh man, Kaz says the wife has a Spawn figure signed by the creator. Holy shit, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting one particular statue of Spawn, but it's way too much fucking money, bro. It's way too much money. So I'm like trying to convince myself. I'm thinking about it. Like I'm really trying to convince myself. Oh no, it's Alex says Path of Exile 2. I know! I gotta play that too. Fuck! The new league for Path of Exile 2 came out, man. Fucking shit. There's no goddamn time in the day. There's no fucking time in the day, man. I have to play. I have to play the new league. I know, Alex. I know. I know the new league started. I know, man. I know. I gotta do it.
I haven't even finished the story in D4 yet. Lol.
See, Sky, that's the thing. So I got the expansion for Diablo 4 a little while ago, and I had put it off for a bit because I was playing other games. I was trying to finish them up. I've been chasing perfect achievements on some games. I just finished Pragmata the other day, and so I finally said, you know what? Let me just fucking get it done. And let me finish the expansions. I was like, all right. So I booted up the game. I rolled a druid because I never played a druid before in Diablo 4. So I was like, let me roll a druid. Let me see how they play. Super addicted to the way they play, by the way. I'm playing a shred druid. Absolutely insane. The AoE is crazy. Anyway, so I decided to play that, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just get through the story. So I went through the story, did the expansion, and then I got like re-addicted to the game. So then I started grinding. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I agree, Alex. I need to get to Path of Exile 2. I know the new league started, and I got to get on that. I have to get on that. Anyway, how big is Hypnotic's game list check? It's unbelievably big. It's unbelievable. Like, you know, Gorlock the Destroyer? Gorlock the Destroyer looks small compared to my games list. Seriously. Anyway, guys, ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded, man. Like the stream. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, we're gonna do Meth Gene. You can't unsee it. Are you guys calling it Meth Gene? Oh my god, come on, bro. Come on, she don't look as bad as a meth addict, bro. Like, are we trying to compare her to Wendy from fucking Breaking Bad or something? Remember the song Wendy? No way. Let's see him next year at Games List. I don't know if that could even happen, but I'm sure AI can make it happen. Anyway, guys, listen. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. But before we do that, boys, we got to talk about the battle. Listen, the next bracket is here. Okay, the next bracket is here. And ironically, one of the characters was showcased in today's PlayStation State of Play. One of them. Guys, let's go over it.
Second streaming arrow must be PSD Another Day Wait YPNON Joyce Pineapple Pete Substitute and SCAMPUSS GOTTATROLL
I do not like pineapple pizza. Stop the fucking lies. Stop the lies. I do not like pineapple pizza. And I damn sure don't like Chewbacca. Jesus fuck. Guys, listen. We are officially in the new bracket, boys. We are in the new bracket. We completed every single character from the first bracket. Second bracket is here. And today it is going to be none other than Princess Zelda versus Lara Croft, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That's right, boys. Lara Croft versus Princess Zelda is starting us off in this particular bracket. So let me know in the super chat. You guys already know how it goes. Hashtag Lara Croft or hashtag Princess Zelda. Start them off in the beginning of the super chat for it to count. Otherwise, you're going to get felted and everybody's going to laugh. Let me know who you're picking tonight, and we will go from there, boys. We will go from there. Beautiful. Didn't I just say that I don't want you here? Didn't I literally just say that I don't want you? Why are you here? Scissors in the chat.
Hashtag Zelda.
Scissors in the chat.
OMG, Hypno, I can't believe you are getting chubby for Carnage.
You had to make it gay.
TSKTSK.
You had to make it gay.
Wahaha.
You had to make it gay. You had to make it fucking gay. Of course you did. Of course you did. I can't just appreciate Carnage as a character. No, you had to make it gay. Yeah, of course. Of course, you bastard. Thank you, Captain Killer Guns. I appreciate the 5, brother. I appreciate the 5. Did I just get a gift to the game? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. All right, boys, listen. Bigot Army roll call first. Let's see who is in the chat hanging out with us on this beautiful day. It is a beautiful, beautiful evening. We have all the Chewies and all the Zesties in the chat. But who's... I mean, we got Zesties in the chat. Alex is in the chat. That's pretty zesty. That's like Cuban zesty. It doesn't get more zesty than that. Have you ever seen a gay Cuban? It's pretty crazy. I'm just saying. We got Secret Final Boss in the chat. What's going on, brother? Pizza Cat Leet is in the chat. Jason Long is in the chat. Joel Jimenez is in the chat. Old Man Cat is here as well. What's going on, brother? We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Fractal Mage. We got Hanny in the chat as well. We got Oliver Adam. What's going on, dude? Jason Long. Charlie Nuclear is hanging out as well. What's going on, dude? We got the Cryptic Stench. We got Kagato82. What's going on, man? We got Ritesh GG is in the chat as well. We got Too Cool Curry. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? We got Evilest Fun. Shout out to you, brother. We got Dregatello in the chat. We got Secret Final Boss. We got Magdi32. What's going on, Magdi? How you doing? We got Romanizer24. We got Matthew saying hello, please. We got Titan Wasp is in the chat. We got Yamato85. What's going on, dude? We got Joker with all the J's and 1K. We got Hanny in the chat. We got Mr. Melancholy in the chat. We got Old Gamer in the chat. What's going on, man? Felstaff is in the chat. Guy Caramon is in the chat, hiding in his box. We got Silver. I never know how to say this name. I always fuck it up. Silver Austin Luna. There you go. He says, I'm a ghost now. No, that's not true. We got Dark Lord Gaming in the chat. What's going on? Captain Killer Guns is in the chat as well. We got Too Cool Curry reminding us it's all a very gay month. We got Masterly Zulu in the chat as well. We got Nitro Buds. What's going on, Nitro Buds? Adair Soto is in the chat as well. What's going on, dude? Korean Cowboy. Charlie Nuclear. Creators Freedom. We got Vice Admiral Deku of Mars. What's going on, man? We got Cliff 420 in the chat. We got Pokey Race in the chat. We got Draconic in the chat as well. Dark to Knave is in the chat. All right, boys, 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show, man. 4 more people. We got T-Jab Steve over on Rumble. We got Tornall over on Rumble as well. We got King Demon Wing over on Rumble. We got Draconic over on Rumble. Life Ferret over on Rumble, which, by the way, really quick, my bad to Life Ferret. Shout out to Life Ferret, the legend. He became a member over on Rumble all on his own towards the end of the last stream. I didn't realize because I was ending the stream. My bad for not calling that out, but shout out to Life Ferret. I did see it, and I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. We got Viovis over on Rumble. We got Genetic Spore over on Rumble. And last but not least, we got Democulus over on Rumble. Denarier over on Rumble as well. Hashtag and Dragon Knight over on Rumble.
I can't avoid the second Monday.
What do you mean you can't avoid the second Monday? What do you mean? What do you mean this is not a second Monday? There is no Monday. God damn it. Don't you guys know the rules? All right, boys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Who's getting the final call-out money shot, boys? Who is getting the final call-out money shot on this glorious Tuesday? It is not a second Monday, and if you call it that, I'm going to be highly upset. We got Mr. Melancholy saying, booty hole protected by the power of Yoriichi. No Una Reverse, no cream cheese. Ew. No quarter pounder. No horseradish. No oil. Times 7, you get the zesty sauce from DSP and Black Snape. That's crazy, bro. We got Silver, Charlie Nuclear, Fractal Mage, Jason Long. That's 4. And then we got Korean Cowboy, Antran, and Draconic that says it's Tuesday, so let the money shot get a pineapple pizza on the side. Uno Reverse and Uno Block. What the fuck is a Uno Block? Wait. Did he? Oh, no, he protected himself. Never mind. Mr. Melancholy said no Uno Reverse. He was protected, so we're going to go down to the next one, which then goes to, let's see, Voice of the Water, no Una Reverse, Max Shields, Distortion Cloak activated, Booty Hole protected by emojis, Invoke Cthulhu to burn the defenses off the person down by 6, and then unleash fire vampires on them for good measure. Which goes to Titan Wasp, Scampus, Draconic, Shinfil, Charlie Nuclear, and Too Cool Curry says, if I have to. Oh my god, bro. What do you mean if you have to? You don't have to. That's the point. You don't have to. There are means to protect yourself during the fucking money shot. What do you mean? What do you mean if you have to? I swear, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to change it to something you guys don't want to get. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh! Oh. Oh.
What the?
Like the stream. Congratulations to Cool Curry. He says it's for the boys. Wow. That's really gay. That's really gay, boys. All right, listen, man. We got a lot we got to talk about today, okay? I'll be honest with you. We're not going to be able to get through everything. It's fucking impossible. The internet's exploding, okay? It is literally, like, the internet's literally exploding right now. As expected, we all knew this was going to happen. If you guys watch the State of Play, we all knew this was going to happen, right? The wars that are happening right now. And when I say internet, I mean Twitter. Because Twitter is the place where discourse is impossible. And everybody and their mother is going to be, like, arguing about this. Everybody's going to be yelling about it. Anyway, so, obviously, one of the topics is going to be God of War Laufey. And God of War Laufey is a God of War game without the God of War. Which is, again, that's my biggest issue with this by far. Which we're going to get into. And again, if you saw the State of Play, you already know some of my thoughts about it. God of War. Anyway, I'll just save it. I'll save it for the segment. I'll save it for the segment because it is. I have a lot of tweets. I have a lot of tweets and a lot of like just takes on this game, and we're gonna go over all of them. Good, bad, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over all of them. So, God of War Laufey is we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about Wolverine, because Wolverine had some positives to it. It also had some negatives to it, and it had some in-betweens to it. In my opinion, Wolverine definitely looked much better than God of War Laufey. But anyway, that's besides the point. By the way, these are games that I'm not even going to touch, because if they don't come out on PC, then I don't even give a fuck. But anyway, it's still, I played the previous ones, so I can at least talk, about that. But regardless, anyway. Even the creative God of War hates this. I do have Jaffe's video, K-Styles. I do have Jaffe's video. Thank you for that. We're going to talk about that. So we're talking about Wolverine as well. And we're also going to talk about Ill. I don't know if you guys saw Ill. And I'm not saying ill. I'm saying Ill, like I-double-L. Ill has to be one of the most impressive video games that I've seen in quite a while, especially from a horror perspective. I mean, it is just unbelievably good looking. It looked so fucking good. We have to talk about it. We do. Because I'm just like, again, I don't want to pretend like the showcase was all negative, because it's not. There was a lot of good games that were there. This shit looks amazing. I'm hoping that this is not one of those video games that are just completely fake, right? In terms of like the trailer and showcasing the game. I'm really hoping it's not one of those games, because I'm going to be really fucking pissed if it is. Because everything they're showing right now looks so good that I got to get my hands on it. Like, I got to play it. It's like a day one play for me. But in any case, we'll talk about that. And obviously, we're going to talk about the other announcements. We're going to go over some of the other games that were announced. We got Ubisoft finally doing something decent for once. Too bad for them. It has to be a remake. But still, regardless, Rayman did look good. We got to talk about Rayman. We got to talk about Onimusha. We got to talk about Marvel Token, obviously, because of Carnage being revealed, which is... I'm so bricked for that, man.
At Frozen Dark 8689 celebrates 5 months of
Frozen
membership.
Dark, thank you, bro.
David's always Monday.
It is not always... Bro, why are we lying about Monday? Monday doesn't exist. Stop lying. You're getting people's hopes up. It's not good. Thank you for 5 months, Frozen Dark. I appreciate that. So, anyway, we got a lot we got to talk about. Oh, by the way... There's something we got to talk about that I didn't even see because it wasn't in the showcase, not from what I saw. Bro, we got Toy Story video game remakes coming out for modern day consoles? Bro.
Holy shit.
I found out about that after the stream went offline. I didn't even realize that was a thing. They're bringing Toy Story video games back? I was like, holy shit, my childhood. So anyway, we're going to talk about that and see what's going on with that. Gay, listen, I don't give a fuck, okay? If you played the Toy Story video games from yesteryear, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't care. Call me gay. Hate on me all you want. Weenie for Sweeney. Call me gay. I'll help you.
Gay.
There you go. Let's do it again.
Gay.
Damn right. We're going to check that game out, see if it looks any good. Because, again, I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I don't even know about it. I only know about it. All right, boys, we got a lot we got to cover. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, you already know how this goes. All right. Lara Croft is winning $105 to $5, boys. Zelda is getting fucking destroyed. Okay. Guys, we got to do a membership train. We got to start this stream off right, just like we did on the last one. It was absolutely insane. Let's get it going. Let's go over the pre-stream legends, and then we're getting right into the content, boys. Get on the fucking train.
Ladies and gentlemen, all
light this shit
aboard.
up. Get on the train.
The membership.
Drag Weenie for Sweetie to the train right now. Put him in the gay cart.
First spark, first flame, name after name, rushing down
We got King Demon Wing with 5 memberships over on Rumble. Thank you, sir. We got King Demon Wing with 10 memberships on YouTube.
Everything's a promise.
Jesus.
From the lurkers hiding in the shadows.
Train emojis in the chat. Let's
to
go.
the ones who never sleep. Ride the membership train. Let it roll through the night unchained. Every gifted heart.
Forget you, Baka.
Flashing name. We ascend on the membership train. Side by side, we're breaking the chain. Turn the screen to a burning campaign. From the first to the last, remember the name. We are Hypnocast. Membership train.
Hell fucking yeah, boys. Lockwire snuck in 5 memberships at the very end. I thought King Demon Wing was going to be by himself for a second. Shout out to Lockwire. Thank you so much for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that. Benjamin. Oh, my God. They're coming in now. Benjamin with the membership over on YouTube as well. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Backbone also throwing in a membership at the very end. Thank you, my good man. Holy shit. They came in at the very last second. Thank you, guys. Gorlock is on that train, brother. Why are you lying like that? Why do you gotta lie like that, bro? Why you gotta diss the train for? I don't appreciate that. Guys, let's go to fan funding really quick and let's see what we got, man. King Demon Wing started us off at the beginning. 5 memberships.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
And considering that's the first one of this stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Holding it down like always, brother, with the 5 memberships. I appreciate that, man. Sky dropped a 2-banger. I appreciate that. DJ Conic dropped $5. I appreciate that, DJ Conic. Thank you so much. Creators Freedom with the $5 as Chewbacca. Of course, I'm not surprised. Captain Killer Guns with the Zesty 5. I appreciate that. Frozen Dark with the 5. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And then 5 months, of course. That's legendary. Thank you for 5 months of support. That is amazing. Much appreciated. And then we got King Demon Wing.
Laura.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Scissors in the chat. Scissors in the chat right now. God damn it. Scissors in the chat. Guys, we got King Demon Wing dropping not 5, but 10 memberships.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Hashtag
Shout out
Hinata.
to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my man. Benjamin with a 2 for hashtag Hinata, of course. You're going to summon Dr. Spike that way, man. You keep talking about Hinata. You're going to summon him. Lockwire dropped 5 memberships over on YouTube.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Shout out to Lockwire. Thank you for the 5 memberships. I appreciate that. And then you got Benjamin and Backbone dropping memberships of their own. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. And then we got Lockwire with the 5, of course, as Chewbacca. And then Benjamin with the 2, voting for Hinata, who's not even here. But it's okay. We still appreciate it regardless. Now we're going to go over to Rumble, where King Demon Wing decided to drop a massive bomb on the chat for anybody who's even thinking about being a Zelda fan today and going against his kingmanship. Guys, King Demon Wing dropped a $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger for Lara Croft, and he's requesting anime waifus.
We have ourselves a red boy. Hyper banger!
Benjamin with the 2 holding it down for Zelda. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. King Demon Wing, thank you for the $100 Red Boy. Throwing it towards Lara Croft, putting her immensely in the lead right now, but anything is obviously possible. Anything is possible. We'll follow it up throughout the stream. And then after that, we got Dragon Knight with a 5. Says, I know it most likely won't happen,
Zelda.
but they should add Doc
You didn't
Ock.
hear it from me, but yesterday, Atreus was caught giving his Lady Demon mode live, audio only, on stream.
No way.
Wahaha.
No way did that happen. There's no way that happened,
Lara.
right? That's not true.
Why won't you stay as a rock?
Oh! Bro. Did Chewbacca just get murdered by King Demon Wing again? Why is Chewbacca always getting killed on our streams? Holy shit. King Demon Wing, thank you for the 20, my man. I appreciate that. God damn. That was violent. Captain Killer Guns, is that true? Really? I gotta. He probably deleted the stream, right? Somebody's gotta have the clip. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll follow it up. But we'll follow it up. Thank you, Captain Killer Guns, for the
A certain
lore.
someone has something to ask you.
Oh, yeah? What's that? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I just know it's something gay. I can't understand a word he's speaking, but I just know it's fucking gay. I just know it's gay. I just know it is. Why are you asking people to scissor me? Yep, knew it. Yep. Gay. Knew it. Knew it. Absolutely knew it. Absolutely fucking knew it. Yep. Guy Karamon says, yes, it's true. Oh my God, that's crazy. How does that even happen? Like, how do you fuck up that bad? Then again, he didn't know how to do a donation bar, and I had to guide him for like 20 minutes on his stream. So, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I suppose, but hey, we love Atreus anyway, even though he's a little special. He's definitely a little special. King Dimmywing says, damn it, Chewbacca, how'd you survive? You didn't stab him hard enough, I guess. I don't know. All right, boys, listen. Let's keep going over on Rumble. Dragon Knight, thank you for the 5. In terms of Doc Ock, that would be pretty cool if they did add him. But considering their lineup, I don't know. They might be saving him for like DLC or something, or maybe they don't plan to at all. Who knows? Or maybe they can only afford a certain amount of characters in terms of licensing. Who knows? Dana Ryer with the membership over on Rumble. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. And then King Demon Wing dropped a 5 memberships over on Rumble.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Guys, go, if you have a Rumble account, go over to Rumble if you want to get a free membership. All you got to do is say hi in the chat. Stop lurking like a weirdo. Say hi in the chat, and you will automatically be gifted a membership if nobody else said hi before you. There's a few of them floating over there. So make sure to grab them while they are floating. Otherwise, they will be gone. All right, boys, we're caught up on everything. One last final reminder, all Super Chats, if you want them to count towards the battle today, we got hashtag Princess Zelda, hashtag Lara Croft. This is the first...
Mr. Sadian, you were supposed to keep my ruck well behaved. What happened now?
Seems like you just got up and ran away, Mr. President.
What? What the fuck was that? Benjamin, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. That's interesting lore, especially for Trump. Guys, this is the first battle of this bracket. So today's Princess Zelda versus Lara Croft. The winner's going to move on and then face off against whoever wins tomorrow's battle between Jill Valentine and Mai, which is going to be very interesting. So we got a lot, boys. This is interesting battles that are coming up, and we're getting slowly but surely going through, getting down to the final battle, which I'm sure is going to be an interesting one. All right, guys. Are we ready to get into the content? Before we do, though, Gifted Games, listen up. We got I Am Iraq is gifting Fate Keeper early access now. This game, I believe, is the one that I reacted to. I think it's the first-person game. It's like a first-person medieval-style-ish video game, or maybe, you know, it looked pretty sick. That's all I remember. Venture into the handcrafted world where ruins whisper of past cataclysms. Master the art of sword and sorcery and forge your path with relics. Why does this got to be an early access game? Why can't it just be a full game? Why can't it be a full game, man? I'm so sad. I'm so sad. It's all good. Thank you. Yo, fuck. Pit. God, no. Pit. Thought you appreciate this one. It looks like the closest thing to Dark Messiah in years is very early access, but I got high hopes for it. I do have high hopes for it, too. I just wish I didn't release it early access. I'm sorry, Pit. I'm going to have to deny because I already accepted the first one, but I appreciate the sentiment, my man. Thank you. That is very nice of you. I don't know if you're watching, but I appreciate that. Glenn Omega says no one cares. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Just turn off the screen real quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Anyway, Pitt, I appreciate it, man. Again, thank you for the sentiment, brother. I appreciate that. Goddamn, King motherfucking Demon Wing.
Holy shit.
Wait, Dragon Quest Heroes. Wait a second. I could have sworn I bought up all the last remaining Dragon Quest games that I didn't have on Steam. I could have sworn I did. How did I miss this? Did I felt myself? Did I felt myself? King Demon Wing gifted Dragon Quest Heroes 2 Explorers Edition. Dragon Quest Heroes 2 hack and slash action RPG to send you on a new adventure to restore order to a once peaceful world filled with monsters and battles of epic proportions. Up to 4 players can play in cooperative multiplayer to defeat an unknown threat looming over the 7 realms. 4-player co-op? Bro, I'm going to have to play this. Is there a part 1? Do I have the part 1? Me and Leon are looking for the next co-op game to play. We're looking for our next co-op game because we're going to be finishing Remnant from the Ashes today. So we're looking for the next co-op game that we're going to play. Damn, I didn't realize Dragon Quest had a co-op version. I'm going to have to look into that. I got to imagine it's the first one. Now, do I have the first one? I'll check. King Demon Wing, legendary gift, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. King Demon Wing says it wouldn't let me gift the first one. Yeah, I probably have the first one, which would be good because I'll bring it up to him and see if he wants to explore that as the next co-op game. But thank you again, Pitt. I appreciate that. I just declined it because I don't want you to lose your money. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. All right, boys. Ready for the content? We covered everything. Gifted games, supers, and everything. I'm going to most likely pause the TTS for certain sections, but in this one, we're gonna let the TTS keep going. We're gonna go over Toy Story because I want to go over Toy Story. I haven't seen it yet.
Carlos, my Puerto Rican American friend,
Carlos,
I have a job for you. You have been invited to the Avengers Initiative, and your first mission, capture my rug, I mean the international supervillain Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. That sounds like a mission for King Dimwit. King Dimwit's got to nuke Chewbacca. That's what it is. That's what it is. Benjamin, thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. All right, boys, we ready? We ready? Let's get into this shit, man. Here we go. Toy Story. They call it Retro Roundup in Toy Story 3 Complete Edition. This is going to be very interesting. I played the Toy Story games way back in the day, as I'm sure a lot of you guys also played Toy Story video games way back in the day. Whether you want to admit it or not as an adult, that's a whole nother story. You know, some of you might not want to. You'll probably call it gay. But regardless, it doesn't matter to me. I want to check it out. I heard that this is a thing. I didn't realize this because I was reacting to the state of play, so I wasn't even sure if this was real. But I saw the tweets going around on Twitter. This was before the chaos with the God of War Laufey. So now Twitter is nothing but God of War right now. But before that, this was spreading around. So I was like, all right, let's check this out. And let's see what we got here. Here we go.
To infinity and beyond.
Bro, I remember this game. I remember this. I literally remember this part. Where you have to get Buzz out of the fucking alien roundup. Damn, man. Wow. Yeah, and the racer game too. Where is it? Right here. Bro, shit. Damn, man. Things were so different. So different back then. So they're doing all 4 games. They're doing Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue, Toy Story Racer, and Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Oh, I remember this. Hold on, go back. Go back. Y'all remember this part? This part was actually pretty difficult. Maybe it was because I was a kid and I was retarded, but I remember this part being pretty hard. Man, games were just harder back then. That's a fact. That's a fact. They made it difficult because they didn't want you to beat the game in one rental period. That's why. That's literally the reason why they made it very difficult. Yeah, this was the one on Genesis, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
We'd always try new things, right? If we're making any kind of game, it's like, well, what can we try that's new?
They're a notch above everything we've been seeing up to this point.
This is different. This is gonna be special. We were trying to just make the best Toy Story game that was ever made.
So Retro Roundup is coming October 15, 2026. And apparently they're also including a Bug's Life. I remember a Bug's Life game. I remember the Bug's Life game. Do you remember this? It's crazy, bro. Holy shit. Wow. Toy Story 3 Complete Edition is also coming October 15, 2026. So they got 2 different video games that they're going to be selling from Toy Story on the same exact day. I wonder if they're going to be full price games. That's what I wonder. Does anybody know a price on these things? I don't know. Is it on? It says it's going to be on Steam. Let's see. Hold on, let's check Steam right now. And check out Toy Story 3. Let's see. Toy Story 3 Complete Edition. No price on that. No. There is no price on that. There is a price on the Retro Roundup. There is a price on the Retro Roundup, and it is 19. Is it 19.99? Let me see. No. Oh, there's no price on that either. Oh shit.
The first Toy Story game was on Sega Genesis, Super NES, and Nintendo. Never could get past that mod.
Dude, that was a hard level. That was a hard level. Considering that Steam has a version of Toy Story 3 on their platform right now, it looks like this might be, let me see. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one from 2011. They're selling this for $19.99. They're probably going to sell these games for $30 each, if I had to guess. They'll probably be $30 each, and that way combined, it's like equivalent to almost a full game. That's what I'm going to guess. So, I mean, listen, looked pretty cool. I mean, it's clearly nostalgia bait, right? Let's be real. Like, it's so obviously nostalgia bait. But in this scenario, like, I like Toy Story as a game. I think the Toy Story games are pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to go for the newer one right away. I would probably play the retro one first, personally, just because I want to replay some of these games, especially the ones from, like, Sega Genesis. Damn, look at this shit, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. This ages anybody, bro. This ages like literally anybody. Just looked it up. It's $50. No. Is it $50 for both of them or for one of them? Does that mean Toy Story OG is going to get delisted? That's actually a good question. Kiera Lunar, that's a good question. If I had to guess, I would say yes. Because they're calling it Toy Story 3 the Complete Edition. Right? Let's go back real quick. See, Toy Story 3 Complete Edition, anytime they do that, they usually disable the first one. And they'll just like give it to you for free, if you buy this version. Usually. That's kind of normally how it goes. But you never know with Disney because they're assholes. So you never know. You never know. Do a retro collection for Lilo and Stitch and Kim Possible games. Holy shit, Kim Possible. Wow, I haven't heard that in forever. That's crazy. I mean, the new version has Zurg from PS3 version. Oh, okay. That makes sense. The double pack is going to be 40. All right, some people said 40, some people said 50. Regardless, again, I hope that it's cheap enough because I don't want to be giving Disney a ton of money. But yeah, I think it looks good, and I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to go down memory lane. Again, I'd rather play the retro one first than play the new one, but, I wouldn't be opposed to playing a new one, obviously. It's just basically a remaster, so it doesn't matter. No Black Woody. I know! Why don't they have a Black Woody or Black Buzz Lightyear? Like, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? That's a missed opportunity. This gameplay reminds me of... It's very arcadey, kind of like Destroy All Humans kind of a thing. Very arcadey. But anyway, very interesting stuff overall, and we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with that. I just wanted to react to that because I heard about it, and before everything else blew up on the internet, I wanted to cover it. Speaking of blowing it up on the internet, I'm going to pause the TTS for this, guys, because we got to talk about this, man. Guys, listen, I don't play fighting games like that anymore. I used to way back in the day. But I don't play fighting games like that anymore. But I got to be honest with you. Marvel Tokon has been bringing me back in. And it has been a situation where I am just so, like... I don't know why I'm so hyped for this game. I don't know if it's because of the art direction combined with the actual gameplay or something along those lines. I'm really not sure. But Marvel Tokon is just hitting on every single possible metric for me. And then today, we reacted to the state of play, and I saw one of my favorite characters in American comics. Granted, I don't have many, to be fair, but one of my favorite characters in American comics is by far Carnage, only second to probably Spawn, and bro, when I saw Carnage come out on the screen, I was like, dude, if I wasn't sold before, I am already sold as it is. There's a reason why my colors are red and black. There's a reason why. So anyway, we're going to check this out. and go over the trailer for Marvel Tokon. Just kind of like show it on the screen. Did I clean the screen afterwards? Fuck no, bro. You gotta let it get sticky. You gotta let it get sticky, bro.
Prepare to face the supreme master of the pugilistic art, the Duke of Get Your Dukes Up, Mr. Champion!
Actions are worth more than any word.
And the greatest action is to fight. You have defeated so many. You've defeated whole worlds. But you've never fought Doom.
Is it sad? Is it sad that if this game was in the hands of Western developers, that the characters would not look anywhere near as badass as they do now? Isn't that sad that with Western characters, right? These are Western comic book characters. So why are they being handled with more care by Eastern developers than they would have Western developers? Why? Why is that? Obviously, we know why, but I'm just saying, like, you know, rhetorically speaking, why? Why is that even a thing? This should be something that it should be a no-brainer. You know, it should be a no-brainer for Western developers to be like, hell yeah, let's fucking adopt some of our most famous characters, right? These are some of the most famous characters in comic books. And the Eastern developers took it and they're like, well, not only are we going to show more respect, but we're going to make them look more badass than they probably have looked in a video game in the last 10 years. It's honestly fucking insane. Anyway, let's check this out. Here we go.
Let me show you why you should kneel. Think you're a genius, Doom? Your works are mere trinkets. My genius is endless! And now my turn. You made promises, Doom, and those promises shall...
Bro, even Magneto, bro. Even Magneto looks insane. Bro, look at this guy. Magneto looks fucking sick, man.
I'll be kept.
This violence will solve nothing, Eric.
My dearest Aurora, mutant kind shall rise, and I will be the one to lead the way!
I really hope that the gameplay matches the fidelity on screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you can make something look really good. You can make it fast-paced. You can make it, like, whatever. It's fine. But I really sincerely hope that the gameplay matches the fidelity and it matches, like, the overall how good the art style is and everything. Because you could make it something super flashy, but it has to play really well. I think it will. You know, I definitely think it will. I think it's going to play very similar to even, like, what is it? Very similar to, like, Dragon Ball FighterZ. You know? So I think it would be definitely good gameplay, but again, you just never know these days. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, this one, bro, Green Goblin was such a shock. It was such a shock. I don't know why it was such a shock, but yo, he looks so fucking good. Green Goblin looks so fucking good. He acts like Green Goblin. He talks like Green Goblin. Bro, it looks so good. What do I mean by fidelity? So what I mean is that in terms of fidelity, in terms of the game looks and how it plays outside of the actual gameplay, I'm talking like the flashiness of it, the smoothness of the animations, how good it looks, how good it just overall, like everything plays out. The fidelity is really high. You can clearly see that they put a lot of time and effort into making sure every animation hits properly. Every animation is smooth. All of it just looks highly detailed. You could tell they put a lot of time into that. But the gameplay has to match that, is what I'm saying. Because if you have a game that looks flashy and looks fast, but it plays like a slug, like a slug, then nobody's gonna like that. Not that I think this game's gonna do that. I'm just saying, because anything you can show anything in a trailer, right? But it looks super fucking polished. Exactly, Jay Sims. It looks polished. Like they took their time.
Showtime! You look a little angry, buddy.
Even the environments. Look at the backgrounds. You know? Look at the backgrounds. It looks really good in the environments too.
You're still holding a grudge. Currency, huh?
Time to stop laughing, Gobby.
That all you got? Bump the way! What? I'm gonna kill Spider-Man, not you! You want to fight? Carnage.
Bro, I can't. I want to play as Carnage so bad. I'm literally, I feel like a child again, bro. I feel like a child again. Cue the chub hypno. Listen, relax. Relax, brother. Relax. Listen. Fuck, man. I'm so excited for this. I don't know if they ever mentioned that he was going to be in the game before, but just seeing him play out, I was like, dude, Carnage is fucking sick.
I'm gonna kill Spider-Man, not you. You want to fight? Carnage will give you one. Choose that.
Bro, come on. How do you not see that and get absolutely bricked? How do you not see the ass whooping that just happened on screen and not get fucking bricked, bro? Hold on, go back. Bro. Oh, I need this game yesterday. This game is going to get me back into fighting games, and I'm going to be so bad at them now. And so rusty. But this game is actually going to get me back into fighting games. At least this game, anyway. Fuck, man. I need to play this.
Moment has come! Attack! No mercy.
Let me do it! I'll slice you up! Don't be greedy! He's mine!
Knights of Doom! Destroy them!
I think my second favorite character in this is probably Green Goblin. In terms of the villain showcase, I think they did a great job with Green Goblin. They really did. They really did. Look at this badass fucking lineup, brother. Can you imagine if this lineup was done by Western devs? And again, they'll gaslight you and say, oh, that's not true. That's not true. No, it is true. Can you imagine if this was fucking done by Western developers? Can you imagine? It would not even be the same. Not even close. It would be unrecognizable. But yeah, the Green Goblin does look really good, in my opinion.
Feel my wrath! The end is near.
Bro, August 6th. Oh, man. August 6th. August 6th is so far. It's so far, man. Yeah, I'm 100% sold on this. This will get a competitive spot circuit for sure. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. So when is Howard the Duck getting at it? Can you imagine? That'll be sick. That'll be sick. Just 8 weeks. 8 weeks is a long time, man. It's a long time. It's fine, man. We got a lot of games we got to go over anyway. But hey, day one on PC. So I'm excited for that. And we'll see. It's Marvel Rivals all over again. No, this is totally different. This is totally different. Marvel Rivals is not even close to the same kind of a game. This is totally different. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm excited for this. And Tokon Fighting Souls, man, is going to get me back into fighting games. That's crazy. Never thought I'd see the day. I thought I'd be playing ARPGs and Souls games for the rest of my life. But holy shit, looks like I got one more round. One more round of fighting games. People already hating on Tokon Fighting Souls, though. Are they really? Why? Why are they hating on the game? Why would they hate on the game? I don't understand. Unless they feel like the game's going to take away players from their game. Which is possible. It's definitely possible. Let me resume the TTS, and then we'll keep going.
What happened to Disney? They were my childhood.
Yep. What happened to them?
What happened to American developers that other countries around the world treat our property with such respect and love? Why do we hate ourselves?
I mean, I feel like there's so many answers to that. But realistically, it's an interesting ideology that has taken over the gaming industry, or has become very prevalent in the industry, where you have to hate what came before in order to justify what comes after. That's kind of how I see it. So,
Hypno's about to bust. Duck.
I am. I am. No, seriously, Carnage. That's fucking badass. It's badass. But yeah, I really think that's what it is. I feel like the people that make art now in today's world are overly miserable. you know, it's always a running joke that artists are usually miserable for whatever that reason may be. But lately, especially now, it feels like they're overly miserable. And I really genuinely feel that they think that the only way that their art, whatever that may be, whether it's a video game or anything else or a movie, the only way for it to stand out is by trying to destroy what came before, because they know that everything that came before them has the clout, it has the nostalgia, it has the hearts of people's, hearts of people's childhoods and stuff. So they have to destroy that in order to justify whatever they made, or they feel like if they destroy that, then it makes what they made stand out more. I just don't, obviously that doesn't work, but I'm just telling you what I think is probably going through the minds of people like that, and some people, maybe they just want to fuck around with it because they want to fuck around with it. It's kind of like the Resident Evil movie, think about it. Like the Resident Evil movie, for example, we talked about that the other day. They literally, like, you took the name Resident Evil and you're making a movie based on a franchise, but then you're choosing to not input pretty much almost anything from that franchise, but then you're trying to bank on the name of the franchise. It just doesn't, like, what the fuck is that? That doesn't make sense. Anyway. All right, let's check Rumble really quick. Rumble, what do we got, man? Anything? Let me see. Rumble, are we good? I think we're good. We are, yeah, we're good. King Demon Wing, 5 memberships. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, you ready for this, man? Hold on. T-Jab gave us an update. Let's go over the update. T-Jab says, attention, Tier 1 has been hit. Let's fucking go, boys. We're currently 164 away from Tier 2. Thank you, sir. The battle standings are as follows. Zelda is at $12, and Lara Croft is at $124.45. Holy shit. That's insane. That's insane. But thank you. Thank you, T-Jab. I appreciate that. We're not that far from Tier 2. I appreciate it, guys. Let me pause the TTS because now we are going to go over Wolverine. Let's go over Wolverine and have a conversation about Wolverine and talk about that nonsense that's going on. All right, so guys, we got to talk about Wolverine. All right, we got to talk about Wolverine because, man, there's a lot going on with this. All right, there's a lot going on with Wolverine right now. Now, just to preface the conversation, because I already know the Sony boys are not going to be happy about this. All right. I have zero plans to play this game because it's not coming out on PC. That's me personally. Okay. I'm just kind of commenting on what I see and how the gameplay looks and certain characters that are made available, I guess you could say, in this trailer. We're going to talk about Wolverine because I'll say what I said so many times before. In my opinion, Wolverine, in terms of like the gameplay, it never looked bad before. I know people always wanted to shit on the game just because it's funny and just like shit on the game. But the gameplay never looked bad. I always liked the level of violence in the game. I always liked the fact that they're not afraid to show like dismemberment and like stabbing people in the fucking head and all that. We're just going to kind of go over this trailer and go over the positives and the negatives because there's a lot of negatives and there's a lot of positives. Number one, the detail on Logan is insane. I don't know if you guys can see like every little bit of hair on his arm. It's crazy the amount of detail that's in this game. Everything that I pretty much assumed was going to be good about this game is exactly what's happening on the trailer. The combat looks good. It looks fast. It looks visceral, right? The thing is, if you're going to play as Wolverine, you can't be a fucking pussy with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be a pussy with, like, this is insane. You can't be a pussy with it. You have to get visceral with it. You have to get bloody with it. And the fact that they actually did that is good. I do not like the fact that the blood disappears from his body so quickly. I think that's kind of dumb. I think they should keep the blood on his body throughout combat until it's completely clear from combat, and then you can let it slowly clean up. Because like if I'm running around as Wolverine and I'm killing all these people and I got blood on me, I want that shit to stay on. I want it to get as bloody, as possible. Like, you can see the blood in the water. That's also sick, but then it disappears from his body, just like completely, erases. But anyway, it seems like too much blood. It's not. What do you mean too much blood? It's not too much blood. It's a Wolverine game. He's literally cutting off body parts and stabbing people in the fucking body in the head. We can't be pulling a 007 here. Like, we need to see the blood here, right? So anyway, nice and bloody. Love to see it. I'm happy that that's actually there. And in terms of the gameplay looks fast, right? It looks visceral, and it looks exactly how a Wolverine game should be fighting for the most part. Now, obviously, you have different aspects to it that people, are calling out online. Hold on, let's get past the dismemberment right here. There you go. Let's go right here. Okay, so this is the introduction of Jean. Jean, and at first, bro, until I saw the hair, I thought it was Psylocke. I'm not even lying, just because of the purple. But anyway, that's besides the point. So they introduced Jean. Now, Jean, it's so interesting. And here's the reason why I say it's interesting, okay? It's so interesting to me because you can clearly see they changed her from the model that was there prior. But you can still see aspects of that model in this design, which is it's so weird how that works, right? It's not like they made a brand new model or anything. You can clearly see, like, they changed it, but they also, like, some of it is still there, which is interesting. I can't exactly, like, pinpoint it, but it's there. In any case, she definitely looks older. She looks like she's in her 40s or something, 50s. Not 50s. I would say 40s. She's in her 40s. And, they changed the way her face looks a little bit, but they basically gave her the Mary Jane effect, She's going for the super serious, super serial look. She doesn't look awful. I know there are people out there that are saying she looks awful. She just looks like an older woman, in my opinion. That's really what it is. That's really the problem. She looks like an older woman, like in her 40s. So anyway, but that's besides the point. It is what it is. So overall, though, it was very underwhelming. I really there was nothing about this that made me go, ooh, like I'm not really excited about this. Again, I was more focused on Wolverine than anything else. We already knew Jean Grey was going to be in the game. We knew she was going to be here. So her reveal is not anything like amazing or shocking. It's just like, it's literally just whatever at this point. But in any case, let's keep going and continuing. Because there's another character in this game. Did they show her yet? Did I skip? I might have skipped. Hold on. I don't want to skip Deborah fucking Wilson. Did I skip Deborah Wilson? Give me 1 second. Let me see. Shit, that might be Deborah Wilson. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, it's not. Let me see. Did I skip Deborah Wilson? Yeah, I did, I think. Hold on. Wait a second. Bro, why is she... Oh, it went really fast. All right, we'll just keep going. Why is she in this game? Why is she in this game, bro? Again, she must have, like... I don't even... Like, she must have, like, the Sony CEO's fucking, like, nudes or something. I don't really know what to say. This woman is literally in everything. She is in everything. And then people are going to be like, oh, no, she's just a really good actress. Is she, though? Respectfully. Is she that good that she should be the Pedro fucking Pascal of video games? Because I've said that many times before. She is in fucking everything, bro. And then apparently she's supposed to be Calypso. Now, Calypso was already, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the movies... I forgot which one. They already made her like race swapped in one of the movies recently. I forgot which one. Forgive me. Maybe you guys in the chat can remind me. But I'm just so tired of finding Deborah Wilson and everything. And it's always like a Sony single player cinematic video game. It really is insane, right? So in any case, one of the details that people didn't realize when we were watching the stream, I pointed it out, is that Wolverine constantly heals. So even if you take damage, he constantly heals. Very slowly, he heals his health bar. And if you take fatal damage, it looks like... I mean, look at this shit. Look, go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Brother, what are we doing? Is this really supposed to be Calypso? Is this really like? Are we serious? Are we serious right now? Again, you know what I don't like? Here's what I don't like. And I said this for Mortal Kombat, right? I don't like the fact that in today's world with certain characters, and it's always female characters, it seems. I don't like the fact that the characters are playing the actor and not the other way around. To my knowledge, Calypso was never bald. If she was, please tell me so that I will correct myself. Okay? But to my knowledge, she was never bald. She might have had short hair. Like, I know she had like a Karen-style hair with short hair and stuff like that. But I don't think she was ever bald. But, you know, short black hair, you know, typical whatever. You know, that's fine. But in terms of, like, bald is different from short black hair. Right? But if she was ever bald, please let me know. If she was bald in the comics, let me know. I'll correct myself. But I don't believe she was ever bald. But my thing is, kind of like what they did with Jade in Mortal Kombat. I feel as if the characters are playing the actors and not the other way around. I'm really tired of that, personally. Like, again, if you want to involve Deborah Wilson in every fucking thing, sure. But why does every character that she has to play that are known characters that are known not to be bald, why the fuck can you even do the bare minimum and make her look like something like the character? You seriously couldn't make her have hair or something? Anything? Like, she had to be bald? Same thing with Jade. It's like, brother, Jade, the actress that was playing Jade in Mortal Kombat, the actress that was playing her, she wasn't playing her. Jade was playing the actress. If you know what I mean. That's how this is. Jade was playing the actress. It was the other way around. Same thing here. Calypso is playing Deborah Wilson. That's how I see this. Because you can't even do the bare fucking minimum of putting a wig on her. Like, is it really that insulting? Is it really that insulting to try to look like the character? Why did we stop trying to look like the character? You literally look like a female Nick Fury. So why are we doing this? I don't get it. And then, of course, people are going to be like, oh, that's being insensitive to, I don't know, alopecia or whatever. And I'm like, bro, she's playing Calypso. You can't make her look like Calypso at all? Not even a little bit? What, you gave her an eye patch and you were like, all right, that's it. That's good. I don't understand. Don't insult Nick that way. I'm sorry. Anyway, again, that's besides the point. Whatever. Motorcycle gameplay looked like typical, you know, PlayStation single player narrative driven kind of shit. Very like on the rails, you know, so whatever. Evil is Fun says we all want this to be a good way too much. It's going to be terrible. They're avoiding showing the really bad parts, just like Spider-Man 2. Oh, so don't get it twisted. Like I said at the showcase, the gameplay looks amazing. Like I think the gameplay looks good. You will never hear me complain about this gameplay. This gameplay looks solid for the most part. It's a little cinematic-y, right? Like I feel like it's very on the rails. I feel like this is like a vertical slice demo where it just doesn't seem real. But I mean, the gameplay looks good. However, just like with Spider-Man 2, the gameplay wasn't bad in Spider-Man 2. The gameplay was fine in Spider-Man 2. It's the same as Spider-Man 1. The problem with Spider-Man 2 is what they decided to do for the story and the amount of time that you were wasting on nonsense in Spider-Man 2. Where they filled the game with such fucking nonsense. Look at him heal quickly. This is crazy. He did fast healing because he was about to die. That was pretty insane. That was cool. It was nothing about the actual gameplay, and it was everything about the story and the amount of time you wasted. Right? I couldn't stand the Mary Jane missions in Spider-Man 1. And people are like, oh, you didn't complain about Spider-Man? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I can't stand the Mary Jane missions in Spider-Man 1. And you know what they did? They doubled down and they gave us more in Spider-Man 2. And then on top of that too, the side missions that I personally did because I was trying to go for the perfect achievement. You got these missions where you're playing the deaf girl. I forget her name all the time. Miles Morales' girlfriend or whatever. It's a total waste of time. It's like, again, people will gaslight you and they'll be like, well, if you don't like it, don't play that. And it's like, yeah, but what if you're trying to go for perfect achievements? You have to play that. You know, it's kind of like it's non-negotiable at that point. So anyway, but yeah, we obviously know like there's going to be more to it than just the actual gameplay. I think Wolverine, like Logan himself is going to be the good part of the game. I did see Sabretooth. I thought Sabretooth looked really cool. I don't know if they showed him yet. Did they show him? They're probably going to show him soon. I thought Sabretooth looked really good, honestly. But I think he's obviously going to be the highlight. And then, I mean, there you have Mystique there as well. I don't know what they're doing with the other characters, bro. Anyway, the point, yeah, look at Sabretooth. He looks badass. He looks badass. Where is he at? Right there. He looks good. Sabretooth looks good. But in any case, it's about the world surrounding Wolverine. Was that Deadpool? I'm not sure. Maybe. It's about the world surrounding Wolverine. So Wolverine could be good. The gameplay could be good. The combat could be good. But is the story going to be ass? You know what I mean? Is the world around him going to be ass? You know, that's the problem. He doesn't have fangs. Yeah, he does. It's hard to see, but it's right here. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit. No, he does. There you go. Boom. Fang, 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 fang. He's got fangs, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's got fangs. It's the bare minimum. Bare minimum. His mouth was closed, boys. That's why it looks like there was no fangs. Anyway. But no, I think the world around Wolverine is going to be definitely more important than the actual gameplay itself, because I had no doubts that the gameplay was ever going to be good. I had no doubts about it. It's Wolverine. Listen, if you fuck up Wolverine gameplay, you really should just pack it up. You should just pack it up and be on your way. That's like how do you fuck up Wolverine gameplay? But Wolverine's story and the world surrounding him, that's what I'm most curious about. But again, me personally, I only played let me rephrase, because that's not true. I was going to say I only played Spider-Man on PC. That's not true. I played the first Spider-Man on PlayStation ages ago. And then eventually I just said, yeah, you know what? I'll just wait for it to come out on PC, because they started coming out on PC. So I didn't buy them until they were eventually like super saled on PC. But I ended up buying them on PC. So I've perfected every Spider-Man. For all the people who are going to be like, oh, I guarantee you this grifter didn't even play the game. I perfected every fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the DLC edition, and Spider-Man 2. Perfected every single one, so go fuck yourself. I have a feeling that the tropes that we found in Spider-Man 2 are definitely going to rear their head in this one, and I think it's going to drag the game down significantly. I know SBI is involved in this game. To what extent, nobody knows, because they'll never tell you. But I think it's definitely going to drag this game down, because you could have had an easy win with this. You know, you could have had an easy win with Wolverine. It is, am I going to play it on PS5? No, I'm not playing this game until it comes out on PC, if it ever does. And if it doesn't, then I'm not playing it. It is what it is. I have so many games to play. Why the fuck? Like, I'm good. I got to imagine you're probably going to have, if I had to guess, you're going to have a ton of Jean Grey missions, right? You're probably going to have like maybe a couple of missions as maybe like one or two other characters, but you know, we'll see. Did I perfect Spider-Man on PS1? I did platinum that game on PS1, and then I ended up perfecting it on Steam again. I really like the first Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man game is really good. The problem with Miles Morales is that it felt like a glorified DLC. It felt like an obvious attempt at trying to take what made Spider-Man 1 great and then like co-opting it into a DLC and then selling it as like a full-on video game, which I never agreed with. That just didn't make any sense to me. Spider-Man Miles Morales should not have been its own game. It should have just been a DLC that they sold for Spider-Man 1 if people really wanted to buy it. But they wanted to give him his own time to shine and all that bullshit. And then lo and behold, Spider-Man 2, they put them both in there, right? So anyway, but that's basically it. So in terms of Wolverine, people have their thoughts about it, and I'm going to go over some of it right now. If you look, this was, hold on, where is it at? I have a picture of Callisto from the comics, so you can kind of get an idea of what I mean, you know? In terms of like the hair being short, again, there's short black hair and then there's bald. You know, I don't agree with her being fucking bald. I think that's really, really stupid. I know like she had super, super short black hair in one of the movies. I think this was her, if I'm not mistaken. In I forgot which movie this was. Let me see. X-Men Last Stand. She was in X-Men Last Stand. So as like this woman. You know? So yeah, I don't see the resemblance to Deborah Wilson. I'm sorry to say. I don't see the resemblance. Again, I wish that they would stop having the fucking character be like playing the actor. Start having the actor play the character again. Even at the bare minimum of hair and outfit, have them playing the character again. The fact that she looks like, again, I'm sorry, she does, a female Nick Fury, that's not my fault. That's their fault. Anyway. So, that's basically it for Wolverine. And like I said, man, it's gameplay don't look bad. But I'm just more concerned about the stuff they're not showing you. That's what's really gonna, I guess, rear its ugly head. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, let me press play on the TTS. See what we got.
You know what's missing? Body limbs off Hypno.
What?
Massive thumbs down for State of Play. All they had to do was showcase Eve, black scissors emoji, Aerith. Would have been big dubs.
Eve scissoring Aerith, bro. Why would they do that? Zark41 says, Hypno, did you play Spider-Man Enter Electro way back? Oh, yeah, on PlayStation 1? Bro, that's so old.
Hashtag Lara.
Jesus.
Faye looks so ugly that I am now dead inside.
Tanya Raven. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya says, is the TTS off? Yes, it is during segments. And then in between segments, I turn it on so that way we can catch up on them. Because I don't want it. I clip these into videos on my other channel so that the videos are blowing up over there. So I want to make sure people have a good viewing experience over there. That's all. Okay. Let's X out of Wolverine. Guys, we got to talk about... Yeah, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, boys. We got to talk about God of War. Are we ready? I checked Rumble. We're good on Rumble. Are we ready for this? God of War. God of War. Quotations. Are we ready for this? Let me pause the TTS. Here we go. All right, boys. It is time to talk about the brand new God of War video game. And I know I can already hear what a lot of you are saying. God of War? What do you mean? Where's the God of War? I can already hear you. And listen, as predicted, when we did the reaction to the State of Play, right? We talked about it, and I said a couple of hours ago, actually, I said, give it a few minutes, and what's going to start happening is you're going to have people all over social media gaslighting you and pretending the following things. Number one, they're going to gaslight you and pretend as if this is something they always wanted, right? This is something they always wanted. Oh, everybody wanted a video game focused on Faye. They're going to pretend like they've always wanted this, that this was something that every true God of War fan really wanted for many, many, many years. That's going to be number one. Number two, they're going to be gaslighting you and trying to look for any loophole in the lore to try to justify why it's happening, right? Because they already know that people are going to be pissed about this. And I also think there's a lot of misrepresentation of the conversation that's happening right now. People are pissed because they're getting a God of War game without the God of War. And yep, there's some people throwing around the word woke and stuff like that. And there's some people that'll be like, whoa, what's woke about this? Do you not understand that Faye is super powerful? That even Kratos acknowledged her as a powerful, opponent and stuff. Anyway, it's all over the place. If you want to simplify the conversation, The simplest way to simplify the conversation is to say that people are pissed that they're getting a God of War video game without the God of War. That is all it's about. And on top of that, too, you're going to have people that are going to be gaslighting you and trying to explain to you that somehow, some way, God of War doesn't mean what you think it means, right? It doesn't mean what you think it means. It's like you're going to have people that are going to try to tell you, well, there's other gods of war. There's other gods of war in the story, so God of War never technically meant Kratos. Brother, the stretches that you have to do to try to gaslight people and say, well, it never actually means Kratos because there's other gods of war. Shut the fuck up, brother. Kratos is the God of War and has been since his first video game. So even though there are other gods of war, in terms of the pantheon, the lore, and all that shit, at the end of the day, when people see God of War as a video game, they are thinking of Kratos. They're thinking of Kratos. That's what it is. That's what it always has been, and that's what it always will be. So anyway, now we're going to go over all these comments in this segment. It's a lot of comments, so bear with me. Give me some time, please. Get some popcorn. It's going to be interesting. We got to talk about it. Now, keep in mind, guys, this energy that I have for God of War Laufey, it's the same energy that I had for God of War Sons of Sparta. You know, where you play as him and his brother and shit like that. I was like, nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to play as young Kratos and young the brother Kratos. Like, nobody, you should have named it something else. My biggest problem with this, and I'll explain, is that, again, I said this on stream before. If you want to make a game around Faye, or in this case, her original name, Laufey, if you want to make a game around her, by all means, go ahead. There are video games that have side stories that are made from the lore and stuff like that. We've seen this happen time and time again. The problem is that you titled this video game as a mainline video game. And people are going to pick up on that, and they're going to notice the bullshit with that, and they're going to immediately call it out as you replacing Kratos, because that's just what it is. You named it as a mainline video game. You called it God of War Laufey. What you should have did is called it Laufey, a God of War story, or something like that. That's what you should have did, in my opinion. You should have said, and honestly, to be fair, you would have been cooked either way, but at least at the bare minimum, people would realize that it's a side story. You know, like don't call it God of War if there's no God of War in it. And if you do have God of War, make sure you treat it as a side story. Just call it Laufey, a God of War story, or whatever. You know, you could have just did that. Now, the funniest thing is, no matter all the gaslighting that you're seeing right now on Twitter, and there's a lot, all right? There's a lot of gaslighting. We're going to go over it. No matter the gaslighting that you see on Twitter right now, I want to be very clear. We witnessed during the PlayStation State of Play, we witnessed all of the normies' reaction. And it's exactly how you thought it was going to go. Meaning the following, right? You had people watching this first section, and they were like, oh my God, yes, W, new God of War 3, yes, W. Everybody was spamming it in the chat. If you don't believe me, go watch my stream. People were spamming it. They were like, yes. Some people thought it was a remake of the first game. Some people thought it was God of War 3 with Kratos. Whatever. People were spamming W nonstop. The moment it got to this part right here, the chat was being spammed with fucking L's. Everywhere. Everywhere. Because there's a lot of people that are just completely cut off from the conversation. They don't know what's going on. We've known about this for months, guys. This is why, like yesterday, I predicted that this was going to be shown at the State of Play, because it's really easy to predict. Like everybody saw it coming. We all knew that this was going to happen, right? So, but even though we all knew, the normies didn't know shit, you know. So they were spamming L after L, bro. It was just nonstop. I even saw some people saying, "Wait, what's happening?" That you could see it happening in real time. You could see the switch happening in real time, like the realization that this was not going to be the God of War sequel that they thought that, was going to be. So anyway, so that was pretty funny. I appreciated that because, again, Twitter is one thing. Twitter is always like, you go to Twitter if you want to see the extremes of both sides, but if you want to see what the normies are thinking or what the normies are saying, you watch the state of play and you watch the chat and you see what the chat was saying. It's pretty obvious. So anyway, now in terms of, again, for me personally, like, I am not against the idea. I am against the replacement, right? So for me, it's like, if you're going to give a game about Faye, who is a known warrior, okay, who even challenged Kratos to a near standstill, the lore is all there, right? The lore is there for her being a warrior. But at the end of the day, if you're going to make a video game about Faye, you cannot title this motherfucker God of War, brother. You just can't do it. You cannot do it. It is like, in today's world where we have seen, especially from Sony, we have seen them change multiple male-dominated franchises to female-dominated franchises. You cannot do that because people are going to rightfully call you out, right? We've seen it happen with The Last of Us, even though obviously Ellie was a side character in the first game. In the terms of gameplay, I'm not talking about story. In story, she's a main character, but like in terms of gameplay, she's a side character. But again, like Ghost of Yotei, they changed it to an anthology series. When people were hearing rumors about Ghost of Tsushima 2, everybody thought it was going to be the continuation of Jin Sakai's story. And then come to find out it's 300, 200, whatever years in the future. No Jin Sakai to be found. People were looking at this stuff and they're like, wait a second, what is happening right now? This has happened over and over and over again. And now God of War, one of the last remaining bastions of what you would probably call super masculine video games, has now officially had a replacement with Faye, right? Now, again, you're going to have all the God of War Wikipedia warriors try to come out and tell you how this totally makes sense because she's XYZ, she's strong, she's this, she's that. Again, I'm not arguing her capabilities. I'm not arguing her powers, okay? I'm not arguing any of that. The first God of War game is literally a pilgrimage story between Kratos and his son Atreus taking the ashes of his mother. This honestly cheapens the first game story a little bit to me. It really does. She is supposed to be dead, right? Now, I understand she's in the other world or whatever with the fallen gods who have also been killed. I get all that. But this, honestly, in my opinion, cheapens the story of the first game a little bit. Because that emotional connection, that emotional, that emotional significance of spreading her ashes kind of loses its significance because now you're going to play as her and you're going to realize the entire time she's just been in this other plane of fighting, whoever. I really feel like this kind of cheapens that a little bit. But anyway, that's my own personal thoughts on that. So in terms of the gameplay, all right, because again, you guys know I'm not going to lie to you. Gameplay-wise, looks fine. I don't see how you can fuck up a God of War video game. All they're literally doing is taking the God of War combat and giving you Faye. There's nothing like, how do you fuck that up? You can't fuck that up. It's like impossible. So basically, they're just giving you the same gameplay, but they're giving you Faye. I think she moves weird. She sidesteps really weird. But in terms of like the combat and the swinging of the sword and all that shit, it's fine. It's fine. I just personally feel like, why is it that every time we have a female character take over a male-dominated series, they also have to feminize other parts of it too, or make things like a little bit awkward and weird? They'll fuck it up, don't worry. Maybe. I don't know. I don't see how they could, but maybe. She slides and glides. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, Sleepy Goblin. She slides and glides like from left to right. When she's running straight, it's fine, but it's something weird going on with the left to right movements. Anyway, it's whatever. So is SBI involved? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Would an Atreus game work better? No, because I want a God of War video game. Like if you want to call it Atreus a God of War story, fine. I'm used to side stories. Fine, whatever. But here's the truth about it. Okay. The truth about this situation is that they need God of War to be at the top of the title for it to sell. Straight up. Like, For it to sell even remotely, they need to have God of War at the top of the title. They have to. Because they know if they name this anything else, then it will never sell. This is just going to be basically the Forspoken of God of War. In all actuality, not to make a joke about that, which, by the way, some of these characters look really sick. I'll give them that. Like this fucking guy over here, bro, he looks so sick. This guy looks insane. Insane. I would love to see Kratos fight him. Anyway, he looks insane. I'll get, just to make you kind of laugh, it's so funny. In Forspoken, she has that like talking Jarvis, what do you call it, bracelet, right? When she discovers she has her powers and shit, she has a talking Jarvis bracelet. And in this game, Faye ends up getting like some kind of magical infusion on her arm. Look at this, kind of similar to Forspoken. It's so ironic, bro. From the jelly cube, I forgot what they call these things, but she ends up getting like some sort of power infusion in her arm. So it's actually kind of hilarious. Very similar between the two. Dude looks like a demon creator from Big Trouble in Little China with only armor. That's fair, T-Jap. That's fair. So I'm going to put the audio up because you're not going to understand why this is so cringe. But yeah, there's basically a talking sword and a talking jello.
Here. I feel wrong here.
You want out, right?
I think we all want that.
We definitely do.
Faye, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead.
How? How do I accept that?
Simple. Focus. You're here. Be here.
Jesus fucking Christ. I have a bad feeling the writing is going to be so bad in this game. Even if the gameplay is solid, which again, it's a God of War game. Like, how do you fuck that up? I just have a feeling that the writing is going to be so bad in this game. Yes, in order for you to accept your death, you just have to accept it. That's it. That's all it is. They copied Forspoken. It sure looks like that. But in any case, so it moves on. And then here's like the most insulting thing about this is it's so clearly meant to piss people off. I feel like this part right here, they bait people with this part right here. You guys ready for this? I feel like this was it. I really feel like this was put in here purposefully towards the end of the trailer to get people to think that Kratos was actually going to be in the game. And he very well may be, but I don't think he's going to be, because considering it's called Laufey, it doesn't really matter. Even if he shows himself as a side character, nobody wants to see that. Everybody wants to play as Kratos. This part was absolutely put in there as rage bait. This part right here. Watch this.
Kratos. Kratos.
Bro, they put in Dusty Kratos. That's literally only in the trailer to piss you off. Seriously. That's how I feel. I feel like that's only in the trailer to literally piss you off. That's all it is. There's no other reason to put him in there other than just for that, you know? So anyway, I'll say like the boss battle looked pretty cool overall. This part right here looked sick. Particles look a little weak. I don't know if that's because of the PS5 or something, but they look a little like low resolution, don't you think? It looks a little low resolution. I don't know how to explain it. It looks like a bunch of squares popping off as fire instead of... I mean, look at the fucking Jello in the background, bro. This is supposed to be a serious boss battle. You got the Jello literally in the background, bro. How can I... What is this shit? I don't know, man. Anyway. But the boss battle looked cool. But at the end of the day, it's like... It just... None of this matters because ultimately, most people who are going to be honest... And some people are not going to be honest, but most people who are going to be honest just don't want to play a God of War game without Kratos. How do we know that? Because most people didn't even care to play the origin story of Kratos. They want to play the Kratos that they know now. They don't want to play little boy Kratos, and they don't want to play as Kratos' wife. They don't want to play as Kratos' son. They want to play as Kratos. That's what they want to play as. And so now we get to go into the bad takes. So, you know, let's pause this really quick. Or I should say the takes that I don't even know if they're serious half the time. Anyway, let's get into this. So we got, I don't know any of these people except for like one person. I don't know any of these people, but we're gonna talk about this. Because again, like I mentioned many times before, the disingenuous nature around this game is going to be obscene. It's going to be obscene. You're going to have the gaslighting through the moon from people trying to pretend like this totally makes sense. This makes sense, guys. Yeah, it makes sense to have Faye as the God of War character in God of War. James says, I hate what that side, okay, of the internet has done to gaming discourse, man. This is another person who thinks that, I guess, gaming was never negative or had nothing bad ever before the chuds came along, I suppose. Unless it's like Stellar Blade or Lara Croft with boobs and ass flopping about, it's always woke this, woke that. It's 2026, bro. Like, please wake up. Okay. So again, this is somebody who is purposefully not, either they don't understand, which I don't think that's the case, or they're purposefully misunderstanding why people are annoyed. Like, if somebody wants to call it woke or whatever, let them do that. I'm going to call it fucking stupid. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it stupid, and I have to question who this was made for, realistically. That's what I'm questioning. But people are going to use whatever words they're going to use to try to describe what they're feeling. But again, I'm going to call it fucking stupid. It's beyond stupid. I don't even think there's a word to describe how stupid it actually is. But anyway, so that's one. You got this one. Can't wait for the dumbasses to say this is woke slop because it's a woman, despite the, again, oh God, because it's a woman. You see how they downgrade it? You see how they take the actual problems and they downgrade it? So everybody's saying, hey, why are we playing a God of War game without the God of War in it? Why are we playing as Faye when it has God of War in the title? Like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, if Kratos wants to be the main character and Faye was going to be the side character, kind of like Atreus was to Kratos in the first couple of video games, and that's fine. But why are we playing a mainline game? You titled it as a mainline game. Why are we playing this as Faye when everybody wants to play as Kratos? That's the real argument. And their argument was, well, they don't like it just because of the woman in it. Okay. Suppose. Despite the fact this is based on mythology and not everyone that fights is a big, beefy man. I'm excited. This looks really sick. Again, this person guaranteed never played it. Has zero plans to play it. They only want to utilize this for activism on Twitter, most likely. I got to be real with you. Or maybe they will play it. But usually with these kind of people, they don't actually play it. But in any case, yes, it's mythology. And with mythology comes certain kinds of rule sets and understandings of different characters and what they're capable of. But at the end of the day, mythology or not, this is God of War, right? So a God of War video game in the video game series has always notoriously had Kratos. Now we don't have Kratos and people are upset and they're seeing a pattern. That's literally it. That's literally it. It's not because she's a woman, because in the game and in the lore, she's capable, she's a respected person, she's the wife of the God of War, but we're playing her in a God of War mainline game instead of the God of War. That's the problem. So anyway, moving on. Mike Hollow shockingly had this take, and I got to disagree with it. He says this take is, I think he's, who is he responding to? Tectone's screaming that the game is woke and shit because they swapped from Kratos. So Mike Hollow says, this take is unhinged. What about this game makes it woke? Because you're playing as a woman? Bro, she's not taking over as the lead of God of War. She absolutely is. I'm sorry, Mike. She absolutely is. She's taking over as the lead of God of War. It is what it is. It literally says God of War Laufey. It's a mainline God of War game. All right, again, just to remind you guys, if this was something called, let's say, Laufey, a God of War story, then maybe that's fine. Again, will you get shit for it? Yeah, because people are going to be like, you're wasting time on this when we've been asking for another Kratos game. But at the end of the day, you are acknowledging that it's a side story. with the way that they titled this game now, you are acknowledging that this is a mainline God of War game. This is a mainline God of War game, which means that people are naturally, and I don't think they should have, I don't think people should feel bad for naturally thinking to themselves, ooh, God of War, new mainline game? Great, I can't wait to play as Kratos again. Nobody ever said, oh, I can't wait to play as Faye. Nobody said that. Nobody said that, right? So she's very clearly taking over for this particular mainline game. Doesn't mean that Kratos doesn't return in the future, not necessarily. But she is absolutely taking over for this mainline game that is going to come out before the next mainline game. So now you have the standard God of War, then you have God of War Ragnarok, and then you have God of War Laufey, right? Anyway, this is just her own story that will likely tie into Kratos down the line. Sure, it might. It might tie into Kratos down the line at some point, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, this is a mainline game, a God of War mainline game without the God of War in it as a playable character. Primarily, anyway. It's interesting to explore her story, her own game, and it makes sense from a narrative standpoint. Does it really, though? Honestly, does it really, though? My question, does it really, though? Because, yes, obviously, you could explore her story. You could explore her time in the other world or whatever it's called. You can explore her time as she battles it out with other dead, gods and shit like that. You could explore all that. But did anybody really want that, though? Did anybody honestly want that? Or did they want more God of War? And then, unfortunately, what happens is that it cheapens the first game. The death of Faye in the first game was the plot point. It was the plot point. It was the pushing plot point of the first game to spread her ashes by the end of the game. That's the reason why him and Atreus go through that entire fucking game, so that they can do so. But now, come to find out, oh, she was just going to war, I guess, in the afterlife. It's like, bro, what? What are we, like, sometimes there are some stories that are better left a mystery. And I think Faye's death and what happened to her after the fact should have remained a mystery, in my opinion. Again, people could disagree with that. That's perfectly fine. I just think it should have remained a mystery. There was literally nobody that was asking for this. They're doing it because what they do is they figure out a way to try to shoehorn this in so that other people could say, well, it makes sense. It makes sense because in the lore, there's this one moment in time that mentions this one place that we could kind of sort of maybe go there at some point. It's like, nobody, bro. Nobody. Yeah, it's milking it. Exactly. It's milking the name of the game. It's interesting to explore a story in her game. Makes sense. If she was replacing Kratos, then we'd have a big problem. But she is. We got to stop calling everything woke. I agree with that. But she is. She is replacing him. Again, this is a mainline God of War game. She absolutely is replacing him at this point in time. I'm not saying she's replacing him, like, completely, because we don't know that, to be fair. But it ain't looking good right now. Or what's going to end up, you know what's going to end up happening? The next God of War mainline game, you know what's going to happen? They're going to Spider-Man 2 it. Just like people were saying, well, it doesn't mean Miles Morales is going to be replacing Spider-Man just because he got his own game. Guess what happened? They put them both together in the second game, and Miles Morales took precedence over Spider-Man. And then at the very end, Miles Morales retired Peter Parker. Even if it's temporarily. Miles Morales retired Peter Parker at the end of the second game. So, think about that. Same exact thing happened. The issue wasn't that you're playing as a woman. The issue was that you're barely playing at all. I agree with that. This supposed 20-minute... Again, the first half I disagree. The second half I do agree. This 20-minute thing, this showcase that they said was 20 minutes uninterrupted gameplay, it was a walking sim with like a couple of combat moments for like 2 minutes. The issue is that you're barely playing the game. It was almost entirely an R2 simulator. They said 20 minutes of gameplay, but it was closer to 4 minutes. It looks like they wanted to make a movie instead of a game. It might be good, but I wasn't sold the gameplay. Yeah, well, that tends to happen a lot, especially with video games that have main characters like this. It tends to happen a lot. Over at Sony, they are focusing more and more and more on cinematic style video games. This is pretty prevalent in all their video games. Even in Spider-Man had a ton of cutscenes, more than ever. It's all about the cinematic storytelling. You know, this is why like Naughty Dog remains a PlayStation studio, because their video games are highly cinematic style video games. So they fit right in with Sony's idea for what a single player video game should be. To them, it should be essentially a movie. That's really what it is. Yeah, exactly. People call them Sony movie games for a reason, right? So anyway, so that was Mike's take on it. Again, I don't agree. I think they are absolutely replacing him right now. And even if it's only right now, they are still replacing him. It is in my belief that they should have named this something different. This should have been named something different. That's my biggest gripe with it. I don't give a fuck that they made a game about Faye. I don't give a shit. My problem is that they're trying to sell this as a God of War mainline game, and Kratos is not the main character. That's my biggest fucking issue with this shit. If you want to go, do something stupid like Sons of Sparta that nobody fucking played, then go name it something different. Even Sons of Sparta should have been named something different. Sons of Sparta should have been called Sons of Sparta, a God of War story. They named it God of War, Sons of Sparta, because they were hoping people were going to buy it off the God of War name. And it didn't even work. Anyway, let's keep going. Look at the gaslighting. I can't believe this shit. The gaslighting's insane. Look at this. So, Destin says, maybe it's called God of War Laufey, because like Kratos, Faye would kill a god of war in this realm and then become one, just as Kratos did in the original. Brother, Destin, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother. Don't Resby says, number one, it's marketing. Number two, it's obviously expanded into a universe encompassing all god pantheons. And letter C, it needs to branch out from Kratos. You guys ready for this? This is great. It needs to branch out from Kratos to other gods of war to avoid getting stale. This is the bullshit that people try to gaslight you with in order to justify when characters are thrown in that nobody asked for. They're like, well, if we keep putting Kratos in, it's just going to be boring. It's going to be stale. Who the fuck ever said that? How the fuck is a God of War video game ever going to get stale playing as Kratos? How the fuck is that even like? Do you, bro? This is why I call it rage bait. This is why I call it rage bait, bro. That's like saying Devil May Cry, for example. Okay, that's like saying Devil May Cry would get stale because there's no Dante. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? That's like saying Halo is gonna get stale because too much Master Chief. Brother, what? What are you saying? What? You know how pissed people were when they got Nero in Devil May Cry at first, in Devil May Cry 4? And then come to find out you could play as Dante once you unlock him and stuff. But, people were still pissed. And guess what they did? They brought Dante right back. Guys, this bullshit about, it's going to get stale if you keep bringing out the same character over and over and over again. These characters are loved for a reason. They're famous characters for a reason. They have a lineage like this for a reason. And we have studios that are constantly trying to circumvent those reasons and then tell you you're the bad person for wanting that character. That you're the bad guy for wanting that character. And they will downplay the conversation and they'll say the dumbest things in the world like this just to try to justify why the character's there in the first place. If you gotta bro, I'll tell you this. Nobody ever has to justify why Kratos is in a game. Notice that? Nobody ever has to justify why Kratos is in the game. Nobody ever has to justify why Joel was in the game. Nobody has to justify why any of these characters that people like are in the game, but that they constantly have to justify why these other characters are in the game that nobody wants. As main characters. Again, I want to make sure I specify that. As main characters. If you wanted to showcase Faye as a side character, just like you did with Atreus, fine. Whatever. You're still going to be playing as Kratos for the game, so it doesn't matter. But you're introducing her as the mainline character in a titled video game that her husband was the one that was behind the entire time? Oh my God. Again, it's like nobody ever has to justify the characters that people like. Anyway, so this is complete fucking gaslighting. You got to avoid it to getting stale. That's stupid. And then you got this. This is always good. I love this. This is a great thread, by the way. Just a reminder that Kratos reveres Faye as one of the strongest warriors he's ever seen. Again, what did I just say? What did I just say? Justification. Notice how all these accounts are coming out and saying, just a reminder, Faye is actually this. Faye is actually that. Faye is actually in the lore. Is these Wikipedia warriors. Faye is actually all of these things. Let me remind you, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's arguing her combat capabilities. Nobody's arguing the fact that she was able to actually go head-to-head with certain gods in the past. Nobody's arguing the fact that she is a warrior or not a warrior. The one thing people are arguing is, why the fuck is this game called God of War if Kratos is not the main character? It doesn't matter how awesome of a combatant she is. She's still not the God of War. That's what it is. She's still not the God of War. It doesn't matter how much you try to twist it and say she's this, she's that, whatever. And that's why I keep telling you, if you would have named this something other than God of War, I think people would have been a little more lenient. They probably would have said, you know what, that looks really fucking stupid. I'm not going to bother with this side story. Whatever. Or if you would have made it a DLC for God of War Ragnarok, nobody would have cared. They would have just skipped out on the DLC. But you didn't do that. You know exactly what you're doing. You decided to make this a mainline video game for a reason. Anyway, if you're somehow pissed about Laufey because she's not as badass, you're a fake as hell God of War fan who probably just hates women. And you should look into that, of course. Of course, yeah. Makes sense, boys. Makes sense. Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful gaslight. But you want to see the ultimate gaslight? This is it. It's probably because when you title your game God of War, you're expected to see and play the God of War. You guys ready for this? The God of War title has referred to multiple different characters within the same game multiple times in that series. Probably going to run into a lot of Gods of War in the everyone. Brother. Again, I don't know how many times we have to say this. It's so fake, right? It's so fucking fake. Because nobody had this mindset up until this game was announced. This mindset only ever comes out whenever games like this come out. Because up until that point, God of War has and always will refer to Kratos as the main character in the game. Always will. It doesn't matter if there's other gods of war in the lore. Obviously, there is and there has been. Obviously. But in terms of the video games, Kratos is the God of War. It's the same argument with Spider-Man. Miles Morales is a Spider-Man. He is not the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man belongs to Peter Parker. It always has, and it always will. Miles Morales is just a variation of that title. But the sad thing is that Faye doesn't even have the title of God of War. It's not even a variation. It's completely bullshit. Oh my God. I can't fucking like, I really, it's such bullshit. It really is. You know what they did here? They did the typical, what was it? They did the typical, like, the thing that they do when they race swap characters from books. They'll tell you, well, actually, in the lore, it never explicitly stated that this character was white. Even though sometimes it does. But that's besides the point. They don't actually care about that. They'll gaslight you and tell you that. Oh, it never explicitly stated that. You sure? And then, of course, they'll be like, well, you know, because it was never explicitly stated, then, you know, Even if it is, it doesn't matter. You guys do it anyway. So this person tried to say, well, the God of War title has been referred to multiple different characters. Nobody thinks about any of the other characters. Nobody. I don't care how woke you are. I don't care how fucking lefty you are. I don't care about how right-wing you are. At the end of the day, you think of God of War, you're not thinking about Faye. You're not thinking about Atreus. You are thinking about Kratos. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter whether you're a lefty or a righty or you get butt fucked in the middle. All that matters is that when you hear God of War, you thought of Kratos. Simple as that. So you can be out here trying to pretend like it totally makes sense that Faye is in the God of War as the main character now and all that. You can totally pretend, but everybody sees right through that bullshit. And we got this person. Let me guess, people are going to call this game trash or woke because the main character is a woman, right? Again, same thing. Same thing. They take the argument. They reduce the argument to the bare minimum, and then they just throw it out there and they rage bait, right? Now, ironically, you know you fucked up when you got me agreeing with fucking David Jaffe. I mean, what's wrong with you? Why are we here? God of War creator thinks a new God of War looks terrible and would not sell what it needs to sell. Let's check it out.
The God of War thing, though, if it wasn't called God of War, to me this feels like one of those trailers that someone has to remind you about, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's kind of cool, you know. It's like it's God of War, so I'm not hyped for it, but of course I'm going to play it and I'm going to stream it and talk about it. But as it relates to just, I mean, I think it's terrible.
His volume is low. There's nothing I could. There's nothing. I boosted the volume as high as I could go. I went as high as I could go.
I mean, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I don't.
He says, I think it's terrible. He says it multiple times. I think it's terrible. As a God of War game, I think it's terrible. Turn the volume up. Okay, let me get on to that. Oh, wait, it's already up.
I think it's going to sell what they need it to sell, assuming it is expensive. I don't know if it's expensive. But assuming it's expensive, I don't think this is going to... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with that? I don't...
Again, he's right. He's right. Why am I agreeing with David Jaffe, bro? Like, he is unbelievably right here. Even David Jaffe, the guy who simps for every fucking woke video game out there, or every fucking video game that is even a tendency ridiculous, like, even he's like, yeah, this is terrible. Like, who is this for? How is this gonna sell anywhere near what they need to? But here's the thing. The truth is that they don't care if it sells what they need to. You know, Santa Monica Studios is a beloved studio by Sony. Beloved, right? Meaning that at the end of the day, they are well protected by Sony, and they're considered one of Sony's top tier studios. They are absolutely going to protect Santa Monica Studios, even if they're going to subsidize it. They're going to subsidize it, even if it fails. And here's the thing. God of War Ragnarok sold half of what the first God of War did. I think even less than that. If I'm not mistaken, forgive me, but I believe it sold half of what the first game did. What do you think this game's going to sell? Think about that. Seriously. If God of War Ragnarok sold half of what the first game did, what do you think this game is going to sell? Oh, and now you're not putting it on PC? Oh my God. What do you think is going to happen? Again, they're gonna try their best to try to make this like a super success. They're going to come out and they're going to say, you know, they sold... actually, let me rephrase. They're not going to say what they sold. They're just going to say that they're selling similar, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to say God of War Laufey is selling at the same pace, if not faster, than God of War Ragnarok. They're going to say some shit like that. You all know that's going to happen. You can clip this. You can absolutely clip this right now. Because I'm telling you, that is exactly how they're going to advertise it. They're not going to talk numbers. They're going to say that it is selling on pace, similar, if not more, then God of War Ragnarok, and then they're going to shut the fuck up about it, and they're never going to mention it again until their investors call, but they have to admit that it's not selling as well. You know? Anyway.
You know, I need the backstory for this fucking thing. I need to
Good
know
luck
if
with that.
Corey's like, look, he wanted to do something else. He was promised he'd get to make a new IP. Sony I'm making all this up. I don't have data.
He is literally, Jaffe is so dumbfounded that he just doesn't understand who made this and who signed off on this. He's like, there's got to be something here. Did they promise you a new IP? Did they promise you something? Like, how did this get signed off on?
You know, they came down and disappointed him and said, nope, we got to play it safe. Money's tight, whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're playing it safe and money's tight, why would you make a video game that you know is not going to sell as well as if you were to put Kratos in it? Why would you do that? If money, this is not safe. This is risky. I think this is extremely risky. I don't think this is safe at all. So if you wanted to play it safe, you would have just made God of War 3 with Kratos in it. But they decided to make it with Faye in it. So this is definitely not safe whatsoever. But again, I don't know. It was probably too far into production. Probably. That's fair, Lindo. That's fair. It probably was too far into production. But even so, if money was tight at the time, well, maybe it wasn't tight at the time. Maybe it wasn't. Okay, maybe. Because obviously, like, it takes years to develop these games, right? So maybe like 5, 6, 7 years along. You know, I don't know how long this game has been in development. Probably like 5 years, but still. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So anyway, and last but not least, we got a couple of more. We got Cassie quote tweeting Scouter V saying, LOL, gotta wonder how much longer people gotta bend themselves into a pretzel to pretend this shit isn't happening deliberately. And Scouter V posted a photo. They never learn. Your target audience is mostly men. Men want to play as men, not women, unless they're hot, which we know you hate. We are sick of seeing our favorite characters being replaced for diversity quotas. Just stop already. See, here's the thing, though. Saying they never learn is implying that they don't actually know. And I got to be honest with you, I disagree with that. They 100% know. It's kind of similar to Kathleen Kennedy in Star Wars. You remember how people used to say all the time that Star Wars was male-dominated and that, you know, that Disney just doesn't want to learn and they don't understand that their audience is men and all this nonsense. And then Kathleen Kennedy came out and admitted in an interview that they absolutely know that their audience is like 90% men. They have the statistics. They have the numbers. They know that it's men. They know. So they definitely know their fan base, and they know who they're trying to sell video games to. But for them, it's not about that. It's about thinking, hey, if we're co-opting a franchise that is massive, right? God of War is massive. All right, God of War is a huge franchise. I think it definitely could be bigger. I think Sony has definitely dropped the ball, especially with Ragnarok. I know a lot of people didn't play that one, nowhere near as much. But overall, like, God of War is a huge franchise. You could definitely turn it into something big. This is not the way you do it. All this is going to do is bring God of War into more dormancy. That's all it's going to do. And maybe that's the plan. Maybe it's not. But I think what it is these people feel really safe doing dumb shit like this with a franchise name that is massive because they think that no matter what, it's going to sell copies. Whether or not they make their money back, that's something totally different. But no matter what, it's going to sell copies. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh, you know, it's whatever. It's fine. You know, it's like, we'll get what we could get. Right? So, again, and for me, like, with Ciri being the replacement for Geralt, that's another thing, too. It's like, yes, I understand that Ciri is a prominent character. It's the same thing. She's a prominent character in the game. I get that. And even playing as her, I think is really cool. If you play as the Ciri from Witcher 3, which had all these sick powers and shit, but she should not be mainlining a Witcher game. If she's mainlining a Witcher game, even though the lore supports it, I just view Witcher as the story of Geralt. Especially the games. That's how I and many people view it. Right? I think that Ciri is probably least egregious out of this entire little picture here. You know, like God of War and Yote are probably the two most egregious. Ellie is just fucking Naughty Dog retardation. But yeah, that's basically like Siri should have honestly, like, again, I don't remember exactly how the books went, but I know she was getting training from the sorceresses. I know she was getting training, and the training was failing. As an adult, I don't know if she got more training again. I don't remember exactly how that goes. But overall, I feel like since her magic was so unbelievably powerful and uncontrollable, they should have explored that more than making her into a standard fucking basic bitch Witcher. Because for all intents and purposes, she far outclasses a Witcher, and for some reason, they just made her into a Witcher. Just to justify the Witcher name on the game. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, so yeah, I agree, Grungehead. Everybody wanted more Joel in The Last of Us 2. Every single one of these video games have one thing in common. Whether you agree with the character or not, they all have one thing in common. And it's the following. When these games were announced to have sequels, everybody thought they were going to get more of the characters on the left, and instead they got more of the characters on the right. That's what they have in common. Whether some of them are more egregious or not, it doesn't matter. All of them have that one thing in common, that when they heard the sequel was coming, that they thought they were going to get the characters on the left. Nobody thought they were going to get the characters on the right. Until, obviously, they were showcased, and then, you know, there you go. Maybe you can argue Siri. Maybe. But even then, it's like, not really. You know, at the bare minimum. Isn't Siri already powerful enough going through the trials will sterilize her? I mean, in theory, but I'm sure they're going to fuck around with the lore to try to keep her power, but at the same time, make her a Witcher? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm totally out of the loop on that until they come out with the game and they explain it in the way that they're going to explain it, because the games are not going to, they don't really follow the books like that 100%, so I don't really know. But she wasn't supposed to be a Witcher. She got trained in Witcher combat, but she never did the Trial of the Grasses. Apparently in Witcher 4, she's going to do the Trial of the Grasses. I don't know how they're going to fucking, they're going to retcon that shit. They're going to absolutely retcon that shit. So I don't really know how they're going to do that. Anyway, so that's basically it for that. And then Destin, ironically, Destin said what I said, which is so funny. Destin said, the game should be called Laufey, a God of War story. Brother, I literally said the same exact thing. Do you watch me, Destin? Do you watch me? Or do we just have the same thought process? If the God of War isn't in it, why are y'all calling it God of War? Combat looks slick, though. I agree with this. Again, there's nothing wrong with the combat. I think the gameplay looks fine. It's typical. You're basically reskinning God of War, right? And just putting Faye in it. But yeah, I agree. They should have called it Laufey, a God of War story. What's so hard about that? Why does nobody understand that? And by nobody, obviously, I'm talking about the people faking it online. But it's like, it should have been called that. Laufey, a God of War story. That's it, you know? But of course, it just wasn't. So anyway, that's basically it. And the last thing I have, just for the lulz, Forspoken's dialogue walked so that God of Wars could run, brother. You see the magical bracelet? You see the magical bracelet? It's literally the same thing. Oh my God. Bro, look at this picture, bro. It's literally white Forspoken. Look. She's got the bracelet on, bro. Look at this. She's got the bracelet on. It's crazy. And instead of Jarvis, you got something else. You know? It's actually kind of sad. And again, people, like, when it comes to Forspoken, people gaslight about this game. And they're like, oh, what was so bad? You guys hated it just because it had a black girl in it. No. We hated it because this character was one of the most insufferable characters ever made in modern video games, with some of the worst dialogue that you could possibly imagine. It was fucking awful. Even if the gameplay ended up being good, which it wasn't, you're still going to have a character that nobody wants to play as, and if anything, people are going to root for them to die. That's what's going to happen. So, gone are the days where we get characters like Eowyn, right, from Lord of the Rings. Gone are the days where we get characters, female characters, that are written so well that show their weaknesses as women, but also show their strength and their wit as women as well in different ways, right? In different ways. Women show their strength in different ways. It's never going to be brute force, right? The problem is that in today's modern world, it's all about brute force. And then when they do brute force, even characters that are, from a lore perspective, explained to be powerful, like Faye is, it still somehow ends up being cringe because the way it's presented, like the dialogue, for example. You guys, if you didn't see the state of play, go watch my reaction. Go watch my reaction. At the end of the day, like, the way that it's presented is very important. And I think that they are too busy trying to present women as men and present them in the way that men speak. But with women, when women try to speak like men, it's fucking cringe, bro. I'm sorry. It is. Imagine if Jessica Rabbit started talking like some of these modern fucking girls start speaking. Imagine that. Imagine if she started speaking like some of these fucking weird ass modern girls speak. It just throws it all off. There have been women spies. There have been women warriors in the past. There have been women, all this stuff in the, obviously, right? But at the end of the day, they weren't out here acting like men. They weren't speaking like men. You think you had these women going up there trying to start fights with 350-pound fucking dudes? No. They do it now because obviously modern society heavily protects them to always blame the man for every little thing. But back in the day, hell fucking no. You think they were out there in the streets trying to be like, you big old brute, I could fuck you up? Like, no. Tell that to Cassie. Well, see, Cassie's a gangster, so that's totally different. That's different. Real Life Fake Wizard says that it was a state of lame, Sonya's cook. You know, Wizard, I have to disagree. I don't think it was a state of lame. I don't. I gotta be real with you. And I'm gonna, you know what? Let me just finish this segment. Anyway, that's it for God of War, Laufey. Godspeed to Santa Monica Studios. Hopefully you keep your promise of not putting this on PC so that nobody tries to troll me into playing this shit. I would very much like that. So in terms of like the state of play, I don't know if you watched the whole thing. I'm sure you did. The state of play, like there was a lot of good things in the state of play. Actually, you know what? Before we continue, let's just do this. Let's do this. Easy. You got to have it ready, boys. You got to have it ready. So, all right. God of War Laufey, stupid. Marvel's Wolverine, aside from Jean Grey, it was fine. Like I didn't hate it, but again, I didn't love it either. I'm kind of like in the middle. Silent Hill Townfall, okay? Silent Hill Townfall looks like a good horror game. It doesn't look like Silent Hill. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. The fucking like the first person Silent Hill thing is throwing me off so much. I can't get past it. I can't get past it. It is completely throwing me off. Graphically, it looks amazing. The what do you call it? The lighting looks insane. You know, but overall, like, will it be a good horror game? Probably. Maybe, if they're lucky. But as a Silent Hill game, I don't know about that. I hope that makes sense. Onimusha, fucking bricked. Okay? Come on, Wizard. You didn't like Onimusha? Really? Come on, bro. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, bricked. All right? Control Resident looked pretty okay. I'm just not sure how the melee combat's going to work out in that game, considering how the first game was. But I like the first game, so I'm curious about the second one. This game, the co-op yokai hunting game. What the fuck is that game called? It's whatever. Like, I don't really care about that. That's like a live service fucking whatever. Phantom Blade Zero, bricked. Phantom Blade Zero looks sick, as always. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. This is the good-looking Tomb Raider, in my opinion. The other Tomb Raider, I don't know about that one, but this one looked fine. I like the fact that they brought back her acrobatics. You can see her doing her acrobatics. It looks pretty cool. But obviously, it's Amazon and Crystal Dynamics, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Onimusha, Rayman. Rayman, the remake of Rayman Legends looked really good, bro. Come on. Joker says, I don't know about Flat Laura. Bro, why are we calling her Flat Laura? She easily has C-cup titties. Easily. I know they're not D's, I know, but like she easily has C-cup titties, bro. Easily. She's not like fucking Dylan Mulvaney with nothing. Anyway, Rayman, he says, Flat Laura. Oh man, I love making people rage about Laura's titties. It's funny. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Tanya says my wife has C cups. There you go. There you go. Anyway, Rayman looked pretty good. You know, I very, very rarely would ever give Ubisoft a W because I hate that fucking company. But I gotta admit, like, Rayman looked really good. The remake of Rayman looked really good. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you check that out. By the way, notice how the journal said, here's the highlights. And then everything else, you know, the shit that supposedly doesn't matter that much. Marathon is in there. Ouch. 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 Marathon is under everything else. Ouch. I'm just fucking around. But still, I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. Until Dawn 2. I don't know how I feel about Until Dawn 2. Like, I liked the first Until Dawn. I didn't like the remake of Until Dawn because I thought they fucked it up big time. But like Until Dawn 2 looked okay for the most part. I feel like they're going back to, you know, that spookiness, that dark setting, because the remake, it just made everything so bright. It kind of killed it for me. So whatever. Anyway, Ace Combat 8 looked really cool. It keeps making me want to get into the Ace Combat games. I just don't have time right now. But that looked really cool. Stuntman looked really cool. Come on, Wizard. Come on, Wizard. Stuntman looked really cool. Don't tell me that you weren't excited when you saw the Fast and Furious cars, when you saw the fucking DeLorean from Back to the Future. Come on, bro. That was sick. Stuntman looked really cool. Marathon Season 2, yeah, nobody gives a fuck. No, nobody cares about that. Ill, bro. Ill was so good. It was so good. Ill, honestly, every time I see that game, I just get bricked. I'm sorry. Ill was so fucking nice looking. It was crazy. Like, I need that game a week ago. It's that good. The dismemberment in the game, the way that, like, every shot you take, you just see, like, the skin fall off. It's crazy how detailed that game is. It is wild. So, Ill, I think Ill definitely was one of the shining moments of the show, by far. The Lost Wild looked really cool, too. I like that. It was like, it's kind of like the video game Still Wakes the Deep, but with dinosaurs. Kind of like the Jurassic Park. Bricked equals locked up, no good, junk now. Well, guess what? I'm changing the meaning. Anyway, Lost Wild looked really good. I'm actually excited for that. I didn't know about that game, so I'm curious about it, and I definitely want to check that out. It looked like a Still Wakes the Deep version of Jurassic Park, so I'm definitely down for that. Bancho, I know, like, Leon liked Bancho. Apparently, it's a Dave the Diver prequel. Like, I guess. You know, like, I didn't hate it. I just thought it looked like Sheep City in his own video game. So I was curious. Lost Wild was not real. It was like Perfect Dark. Maybe. That is definitely possible. But again, considering I played Still Wakes the Deep and it looks basically like that, anything's possible. But Bancho looks okay. Marvel Tokon, bro. Marvel Tokon looked amazing. Come on, man. Marvel Tokon looks so good. What, you get to play as Carnage, bro? I'm going to be playing that day one. Atreus is already banning me. He says I can't play against him. He won't let me play against him anymore. It's because he says I assaulted him before. That's fucked up. All I did was play around. I played one round that he wanted to play in Marvel vs. Capcom. That's not my fault. Anyway. And there was, I think there's some other video games too that I'm forgetting. But anyway, overall, like, I think the state of play was pretty decent. Again, I think that the ending of State of Play, notice how they saved Marathon and they saved God of War, Laufey. Notice how they saved both of those games for last. Notice how they saved that for last? They put everything front-loaded. They put all of the games that people actually wanted to play front-loaded. And then for the last, like, 1/3 of the stream, it was just complete ass. For the most part. So, yeah, I would honestly, I would score like a 6 or a 7, personally. That's what I would do. 3 out of 10, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Also, keep in mind, you know, all these bigger video games like Wolverine and stuff like that, like I've said before, if they don't come out on PC, I'm not playing them. I have no problems. 0 problems. I will live perfectly fine without playing these games. So, but if they come out on PC, then obviously I'll check it out when they're on sale. That's fine. That's not a problem. That's basically it. Michael says they wanted to leave us with an orange juice and toothpaste taste in our mouth. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's so nasty. All right, I'm going to resume the TTS. I know there's a lot of supers that came in, so let me resume the TTS really quick, and let's hear what you guys have to say. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let me scroll back up. Damn,
Hashtag Lara.
a lot of them
Duck
came in.
Sony, Duck Santa Monica Studios, Duck Kratos Balls.
What the fuck?
Someone pointed out Laufey looked like Greta Thunberg. Now I can't get that out of my head. You are welcome, Jap.
Tanya, thank you for the 5. Lockwire, thank you for the 5. It's Betty Boop. DSP and Betty Boop. What a fucking combo, bro. What a combo. Jesus Christ, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Who's the next one? Let's see. Did Tanya Raven break it? I think Tanya Raven might have broken it.
Lara.
Here we go.
Faye looks like Chrissy Mayer. Oh my God. Why Sony?
Oh
Why?
my God, bro. Tanya, Jesus
It's
Christ.
called a gelatinous cube, or macrophage.
Ah, gelatinous. Yeah. I can never say that
Calling
word.
it now, there's
Thank
going
you.
to be a section where she fights Kratos because one of the gods uses her memories against her.
Bro, Gavin, if that happens,
It's
oh
Deborah
my
Ann
God.
Wall. Face warts and all.
I know who the actress
The
is.
only
That's
looking
true.
guy is actually a Buddhist, Mongolian deity named Bigtsi.
Hey, Benjamin, thank you for the 5. Feature Boy, thank you for the 2.
The
Gavin
writing
for the
will
5.
be
Thank
terrible
you.
and the why so much purple behind the background lighting so much.
That is
What
possible.
kind of
Adair Soto.
cultural mythos has a cube in it?
A gelatinous one, apparently, Benjamin. Thank you for the 2. Adair Soto, thank you for the 5. Yeah, Gavin, bro. Oh
People
my God.
tell me I have a unique way of lighting up a room.
Really?
That's called arson, and those people are called witnesses.
Bro, why is it got to be arson? Because she's Hispanic? Is that what it is? That's crazy, bro. Speedy Cake, thank you for the 20, man. Holy shit. That's...
No myth has a gelatinous cube in it prior to Greyhawk, a setting in D&D. It is a dungeon cleaning creature. 8 corpses.
Nice.
French and Japanese folklores do have amorphous slime-like creatures.
So they just decided to use it because
Did
they
Alana
thought it would be
Pierce
cool?
write on goal Laufey? Lovely knees.
I think she did, Ron. Thank you for the 2. Benjamin, thank you for the 10.
We have so many kind of gods to fight.
Mervoth, exactly.
These people remind me the Wikipedia of Star Wars, like the Star Wars acolyte when they say, oh no, they were there the whole time of these characters. This is a new lord. It's so annoying, Wikipedia worry.
Exactly, Adair Soto.
You know what's so funny, Hypno
every
from
time.
Jaffe, I remember correctly, he says, why do you care? There's a woman in the video game gender swapping the main protagonist. Now his game is Get How's the Table Turn.
He did say that. He did say
Might
that.
sell more if spelled
Adair
God of
Soto, thank you for
War,
the 10.
Laufey, smiley face emoji.
I mean,
what
it
are
sounds like
Marathon's
that.
numbers right now?
Marathon's numbers?
The
Let me
fact
check,
Alana
Benjamin. Let me
Pierce
check.
wrote for this game, lololol.
Mervoth, I believe she did. I believe she's credited, finally.
I am Jessica Rabbit,
Oh,
and
shit.
I made them donate money with my freaking mind.
Hell yeah, finally. God
Now
damn.
for the summer showcase this Friday.
We got a lot more showcases. We have the Xbox showcase. We got the summer showcase, Summer Games Fest. I think there's an indie showcase we could check out that happened as well. We got a lot of showcases. It's going to be very busy. This week's going to be insane. So like I tried to tell you guys, man, the times for the streams will probably be all over the place. So just bear with me. But, yeah, we'll see. Okay, really quick. Let me check. Somebody wanted to check Marathon's numbers? Sure. Let's see. What do we got? Marathon. Look at that. You want to know why? Because it's fucking free to play, boys. So with the game being free to play, they only managed to influx about
Perfect name for
20,000
Glora,
concurrent.
God of War Laundry.
God of War Laundry. Stop it. Stop it, bro. Oh my God. They managed to get to 35,000 on a weekend. Oh no, not a weekend. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. What am I talking about? 35,860 on a free week. That's what I meant to say. Which is crazy because even with the game being free, they can't reach their paid number 3 months ago. They're not even close. Even with the game being free right now. Most of the people playing this game are free players because look at what the game was paid. Look at this. Yeah, it's all free players right now. That's crazy, man. Holy shit. Our cuz dropped a 10 membership mega banger.
More memberships! More memberships! More memberships!
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Shout out to all you guys, man, and special shout out to our cuz dropping the 10 memberships that got us to tier 2 for another fucking
or another
night.
one, Laura, God of War dishwasher.
God of War dishwasher? Bro, you're going to make the people on Twitter really mad. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you going to stream Marathon now that it's free?
No, don't start. Don't start. Don't start asking. No. No. I have other games. No. No. It can stay. It can stay in the depths of hell. Do it. No. No. Don't ask. Thank you. Tanya says I may stream it on Xbox. Go for it. Go for it. Weenie says he will. No. No, I will not. Thank you, though. Thank you. Think of the content. I don't care. I don't care. Hypno, save yourself. I'm trying. Say a number. No, I'm not saying a number. Absolutely not. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Let me check Rumble really quick.
Stream Marathon. It's free right now.
No. No. As I said, no. Torinol with a 2 says could do a Goddess of War and 0 no drama, but the main character will need genuine Valkyrie energy. Yeah, well, they had a lot of choices and they went with the obvious one, it seems. Torinol with a 2, Kratos himself, kid Kratos, wife Kratos. We need a family of war goes to war. Never happened, but it's a premise with merit.
Kid, Mom, I want
man.
God of War for my PlayStation. Mom, we have God of War at home. Son, God of War at home. Mom of War with soy jello cube.
Bro, do you know how many kids are gonna be fucking pissed, bro? You know how many kids are gonna be pissed? Kids that like Kratos and they're gonna be like, yeah, I got you the God of War game, son. Look at it right here. Look at it right here. Here, this is your little God of War, your little Timothy, little bastard. Yo, Furious Dan, thank you for the raid over on Rumble. I appreciate that, brother. Holy shit. Shout out to you, man. And then, what the fuck is that? That better not be Marathon. I swear to God. I swear to God, that better not be Marathon that got gifted to me. Torinol with a 5, hashtag Marathon stream. No. No. Absolutely not. It's not happening. Let me check the gifted games, and then we're going to continue. Hold on. It's not happening, boys. It's not happening. Crazy bastards. Let me see. Oh man, bro. Holy shit. You're tugging at my heartstrings, brother. You are tugging. Bro, this man is tugging at my heartstrings. Dude, man.
You know what else is free? Gravity Circuit on Sue Team.
I did say that on yesterday's Hypnocast. Yeah, Gravity Circuit is free on
Zelda.
stream.
Faye, get that boot IE in the kitchen and make Daddy Kratos a sandwich.
Hey, yo. Oh, shit. See, that's accurate, though. That's accurate. That's accurate. Yo, this is Sparta 9000. What an absolute fucking legend, bro. What an absolute legend. Timebound Howler says, of course, Hypno's heartstrings get tugged by looking at a guy. Listen, man. Fuck you, okay? Like, in all seriousness, this is amazing. This is beyond amazing. Bro, this is Sparta 9000 says, enjoy the game when it comes out. Animusha, Way of the Sword, man. Holy shit. Dude, and he got the premium deluxe edition, bro. Man.
Holy shit.
Dude, got the premium deluxe edition. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Talking about going above and beyond, man. Yo, this is Sparta. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate this. I will absolutely griftcast this game all day long. I had planned to review the game. So I appreciate that, man. Holy shit. That is quick. Get a marathon. Don't ruin this moment. Don't ruin this moment by gifting me Marathon, Mervoth. Don't do it. No, seriously, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Fucking hell, that's amazing. When's this game come
If
out?
it wasn't for Sonya, Hypno would be gay.
What? Benjathan, thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. All right, guys, listen. Guys are insane. We got to pick a winner. All right, Lara Croft is winning by a long shot right now. Lara Croft is winning by a long shot, boys. All right, we got to pick a winner. It is Lara Croft versus Princess Zelda. Let's pick a winner. This is Double D Lara Croft, by the way. Let's pick a winner. Final super chats with a name at the start so that it counts. And let's find out who's going to be the first semifinalist. This is going to decide, I think, a semifinalist. I don't know. Next round. Doesn't matter. This is going to decide the first person is going to enter the next round. Let's make it happen. I picked the boring Zelda version. I picked the adult version. Every other version on Google search was not going to be proper. Lara Croft is at $139 versus Zelda at $17. Jesus. Is anybody going to save Zelda? Is there a Zelda fan out there anywhere? Or is it game over? Guys, we got a gaming stream after this. Don't forget. We have a gaming stream after this. Do not forget, boys. I just made it public. I just made it public and I'm dropping it in the chat. Look at those calcium cannons. Yeah, it looks like Lara Croft is going to be moving on. It looks like Lara Croft is going to be moving on, boys. Nobody wants to save Zelda. This is rough. At least she made it to the next round. I just got another gift to the game. I swear to God, if that's Marathon. I haven't looked yet. But I swear to God, if it's Marathon. I'm not going to look. Not yet. I'm not going to look. R.I.P. Zelda. Damn. R.I.P. Zelda, boys. I think that's it. All right, well. Final countdown. Here we go. I don't want to hear no complaints from Zelda fans. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Deadeye's locked with $2 for Zelda and another 2 for Zelda. Waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting for lag, waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. You know, I cannot sit here and pretend like I didn't see this coming. But I always like to vote for the underdog. I like to vote for the underdog just because it's interesting that way. Guys, T-Jab's going to give us the final numbers. Let me read out. Deadeye's Lock gave me a 2 for Zelda and then gave me another 2 for Zelda, saying at least she looks better live action than live action series Sophie Croft. You know what? He's got a point. He's kind of got a point, guys. I'm sorry. They did you dirty with live action Lara Croft. They did you real dirty. Seriously. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Say a number, Hypnotic. The audience needs the entertainment.
No. T-Jab. We got Princess Zelda at $21 versus Lara Croft at $139.45, which means the winner and moving on to the next round officially is none other than Lara Croft, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. Wow. Well, there you go. There you go. Let's do it one more time, boys. One more time. Our first person to go into the next round, Lara Croft. Why am I not surprised? That was a bad matchup for Zelda. I mean, it is what it is. I can't do anything about that.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's it. That is it for the waifu tournament battle, ladies and gentlemen. Lara Croft is moving on into the next round. And as you can see, she is then going to go up against whoever wins versus tomorrow's battle, Jill Valentine versus Mai. I would like to see Lara Croft versus Mai, personally. I would like to see that. I'm curious if we ever had that matchup. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly if we did. All right, boys. Well, we're going to check out Gifted Games right now, and then we're going to rate ourselves over on Griffcast because we're going to be playing Remnant from the Ashes with Leon. Yep. I'm not playing this game. I'm telling you right now, if I accept this game, I don't want to be rude. Listen, you want your money back? I'll give you your money back. I will only accept this game for the badges. I'm not even kidding. I will only accept this game for the badges, but I'm not playing this game. So if you're gifting it to me, expecting me to play it, I'll give you your money back right now. You got to tell me. God, thanks, girlfriend. You got to tell me. Do you want your money back? What if Kato plays it with me? I don't want to play this game. Do you understand? I don't want this game as ugly as fuck. I don't want to play this game. Does that make sense? I don't want to play this game. We don't need no stinking badges. I mean, I do because I add a lot of people to my friends list. So every time you level up your Steam profile, you get 5 more. I think it's 5 more friends slots. Pretty sure. Benjamin says, "All right, refund then." Is that you? Are you Gothex's girlfriend? Are you Gothex's girlfriend, Benjamin? I didn't know you were Gothex's girlfriend. Why does that make so much sense? Why does that make so much sense? Oh my god. He says, yes, I am. Okay. All right. So I'll refund it because I want you to get your money back. All right. I do want you to get your money back. But I appreciate the sentiment. That was a nice troll. That was definitely a nice troll. But again, I'm not gonna play it. I don't want you to waste your money. Unless you're okay with me just using it for badges, then I will. But otherwise, it's okay. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. That was a good troll. That was a good troll. All right, let's where are we at? I think I caught up on Rumble. I did. All right, boys. Listen, fantastic. You think the final round will be Tifa and Eve? I think that's too obvious. I think there's gonna be a plot twist somewhere in the battle. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's a little bit too obvious, but I don't know. We'll see. Guys, fantastic streams. Okay, we had 2 Hypnocasts today. That is fucking crazy. Thank you guys for supporting both streams. I hope you guys had a ton of fun today. I'm gonna go relax.
Let's torture Hypno with Marathon. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
No, Furious Dan. No, god damn it. Thank you for the 2. I'm gonna go relax the rest of the night and play some fucking video games. All right. So hopefully you guys join me for that. I would love to see you there. The gaming stream is live right now. We're gonna raid ourselves over there right now. If you're too lazy to go click on the link, then wait for the raid, and we'll be right there. Thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate it. Thank you to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the donations and everything you did today. Thank you. Thank you. Since you didn't want Marathon. Sentimental Trickster. Yahweh BL Gay Visual Novel. You gay as fuck boy. Gay.
Not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you're gay. Gay. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. The dog. Or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay.
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.
I bring life.
That's right!
Why the hell are you still here? Go on. Get out of here. Go play some video games.